Bubba the Love Sponge.
Roger. Brace for auditory impact. 10 seconds there. 1, 2. Record on my count.
May I have your attention, please? Bubba decided to take off this week, so this is what we call the best of Bubba.
We're ready to go into fast time if you are.
For all you counter-programmers out there, we know this is recycled material, some or all of which you may not approve. Do us all a favor and save your emails and chat cancer comments. They will just be filed in the Go F*** Yourself department.
Doing a real good show up there, and I think we're proving our point, old buddy.
Thanks for your attention to this matter.
Broadcast rights for the Bubba the Love Sponge show have been granted to this station by the Bubba Radio Network and is intended solely for the enjoyment of our listening audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this production without the express written consent of the Bubba Radio Network is prohibited.
Red letter day in my career and just my network in general is that I am not in the studio. I'm not on a Comrex. I'm being piped in visually from my fifth wheel RV in Ocala, Florida. And welcome everybody.
Hello.
I see Gene Lasker. I got my little monitor here. Gene, you're looking good. How are you, my friend?
Thank you. Glad to be here. I don't see you anyway, so it doesn't matter whether you're here or not.
Oh, you mean
Because
like
from where
when
I sit, I don't see you. As long as I can hear you, I'm good.
Right. I could be in, the Antarctica right now. You can care less.
Are you warm?
I pulled up the video of you for him.
Yeah, I'm looking at you.
Are you?
Yeah.
I got for the first. Bella, come here.
You should see the donuts Gene brought today, Bubba.
He went to Publix.
Oh, I bet you they're spectacular.
Best ones ever.
Yeah, he went to Publix,
Yeah,
Bubba.
I went to Publix.
The day I'm not there and Gene goes full Publix.
He goes, he's going to miss out on some good donuts.
So he does bargain basement 7-Eleven leftover Willies and whatever that guy.
I know. How the heck can I get leftover Willies at 5:30 in the morning?
I don't know, but whatever you get, they're by the way, they're very much appreciated.
Yes,
but
you.
you just get them in a bag and you just sling them to us. There's no protocol. They're not even individually
They bounce around on each other.
Yeah, they're bouncing. The sprinkles will get on the eclairs. The eclairs will get on the Yippee-O's, and you're like, "Here you go, Seth. They're giving one over to the fat ass." And wow, Seth, I really I don't owe you an apology, but I owe you a thank you, and you affirming me because I was a little. I think you could tell I was a little apprehensive about doing this, and you're like. Privately, you're like, you're gonna be fine. You're because I'm stuck on my ways. I'm hard headed, and you're like
out of your element.
You're like, and I own the fact that I'm that way. I'm also fat and insecure and a bunch of other things. But anyway, you're like, you took me aside, like you're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay. Well, no. I was up till 12:15 doing the track.
Oh.
Look at me! Look at how puffy I am.
He's getting the sucky from Merch Creek right now.
No, there's no sucky.
We can't see down that way.
I was going to say, we don't see where Merch Kirk is.
That's why he said
No,
it was.
you know
That's
what-
why he
you
said
know
it was
what-
July when he started the show.
You know what? My eyes are rolled back in my head like as if it was July. No, you know what to my left is right here. Hold on. Come here. Come. Now she won't do nothing.
Uh-huh.
Bella, can you see her right there? Can you see Bella? Yeah, there you go.
No.
Come here. Come up here. Hey, come here.
See, Bubba, look at all the added dimensions when you're out on the road. We can have
I
a
can see her
dog.
now.
Look at that, Bella. Look at that. That's a good-looking dog right there. 96% pit bull.
96.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
the
Everything
jerks,
but the nose.
the jerks try to kill him.
Oh, no. So, hey, Gene, Warren from the Dollhouse got a hold of me yesterday, and he was like, hey, who does your rings, your championship rings and all that? Supposedly, he is recognized as one of the best King Corso breeders in America.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I was like, hold on, King Corso? He's like, yeah. So, because he wanted to make he's in charge of the King Corso club, or he's a big time mover and shaker in the King Corso world, so to speak. And so I'm like, hey, I got a guy that's got 2 of them. He's like, oh my God, you got to get me his information because we got a club and blah, 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 and blah. And so
What, does Gene want to be in the Corso Club?
I don't know
I don't
why
know.
not. I mean, I'd learn
just
things, probably.
I mean, you probably could
Keep my
learn
dogs
things.
alive a long time.
Well, they probably have some techniques on what's good for the dogs and what's not that you haven't figured out. And it's just good to know. It would have they ever played with other King Corsos?
Well, they play with each other, but that's it. No, they don't play
No,
with
that's
nothing.
what I'm saying.
They'll
So
break it.
Maybe King Corsos are cool to each other. You don't know how a breed's going to act. Like for instance, Bella, my dog, she's okay with little dogs, but you get a big dog around her and she turns into a complete white trash pit bull and she wants to fight him. So like maybe King Corsos say, hey, that's another King Corso. I'm just going to be cool with like outlaws. If you guys are
but my
rolling
dog
around,
bit the horse next door the other day.
Let's not.
Hold on, Gene.
Killer dogs.
And please don't. Let's not open yourself up to liability. Have you already settled with the
It
owner?
stuck its head over the fence on my property.
And it bit its
got
nose
bit.
off.
Yeah, it didn't get bit bad or nothing, but it
So
got bit.
your King Corsos are so dialed in on territory that if you even get into their fence space with your big ass horse head, you're gonna get bit.
You're gonna get bit,
Man.
and I love it.
No, you love the fact that your dogs are that territorial.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, so Gene, did you indeed verify that nobody spoke an ill word towards your wife?
Yep.
And
It was
that-
somebody who called her on the phone and texted her and told her that.
Yeah, and I
idiot.
hope you told her any
I did.
I hope you told her go listen for yourself.
She did.
Because and what did she hear?
She heard nothing of the sort.
Yeah,
Of
nothing
what
but
she
great,
thought.
nothing but great
praising.
things.
Yep.
Like
Yep.
she got off the bike, I'm like, damn, Sarah Lasker looks good. And then we're like, man, Gene's way above the rim on that one, which means, your wife is just way, way hotter than you should ever even think about pulling. And then the only other thing is I thought it was so cool because I know that in the outlaw world, your significant other wears a property vest. Like
Yeah.
you guys wear, yeah. And you could, right when you guys were pulling out, you could see the property of vest. And I thought that was pretty
property of outlaws. So what it's a patch that when we go to parties and stuff, and other clubs see that property patch on it, they just don't even look at her.
No, because you could get killed and shot.
Yeah, 'cause
Mike Thurman, $50.
she's protected by all outlaws.
Yeah. So so all outlaws
Yep.
protect you.
Yep.
Mike Thurman, thank you. Now let me. I think I got. Does the camera shot look pretty good?
Yeah,
Yep.
it does.
I put a little banner over here. Now this is my RV from Ocala. I put a little Bubba Army throw blanket in the back. I got a little ring light to get some lighting on me. Now I'm not happy with how I physically look, and that's been for years. But more importantly, this morning I only got 5 hours of sleep, and I think I physically look tired.
A little bit.
I mean, do you
Yeah.
think you're going to be able to get through the broadcast today not looking your best?
Oh yeah,
What
I
does it
think I
matter?
will.
We're doing radio.
I think. Well, Gene, we're doing. Gene,
Oh,
you were
TV
not,
too, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing TV.
Black
so,
yourself out and just call it a problem.
No, I'll tell you this. I'm gonna be on the air till 10 o'clock, and then I'm going right back to bed for a little bit. We were the only track. Volusia canceled, but because I have Rob from Eldora along with One Eyed Billy, we were able to get the track perfect last night. Had a great race. Rich Pratt won the King of the Streets, and Kyle Strickler, the high side tickler, won the open wheel modifieds. The track it slicked off. It was hammer down in 1 and 2. It was
How much did we
awesome.
make last night?
Oh, probably not a lot because the front gate. I mean, there was nobody in the stands just because it was
Too cold.
like 37 in Ocala. But we did good on the back gate, so we probably made a few dollars.
Okay, hell
So
yeah.
I was going through this. This is how I feel this morning right here, and I'm just gonna fire this lummy to see if indeed it works.
All right.
By the way, this guy plays for the Detroit Lions. He's jacked up, and I guess I don't know if he's sleepwalking or the
He's just
lighting's
staring
not,
at his phone.
yeah, he's staring at his phone. But this is how this would be kind of like how I feel this morning, right here.
Who is that?
Football
that represents the way I feel
man.
today. Right here. Oh yeah, look at that. Now at this point, once you start going down, I think it's best instead of to like put some heels down and try to stop your fall. I think it's better just to become one with the stairs and just try to ride it on down. I think.
I thought he
I'm
did
thinking.
it. I thought he did it the right way. I thought just
tried to stop.
he kind of grabbed the handle and just went for the ride, and then at the end you can kind of see he's just thinking about the choices that he's made in his life that led him to fall down the stairs.
or he's thinking about his dismount. You know what I'm saying?
Mike Thurman, $50. Oscar's Barb, clear the way entrance.
Oh yeah, the best.
I didn't try to run nobody over.
Just John
who said
Costica.
that?
You gave them the. You gave them the.
I
You
gave
gave
the
them
pipes.
the.
What about?
You gave them the courtesy pipes.
Yeah.
You know, when you're courtesy pipe. See, John Costica, though, he's probably not experienced a lot of that in Valparaiso, Indiana, so he doesn't know what the courtesy pipes mean. You know what I'm saying?
That was the big guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hold on. Yeah, Steph, I agree. He rides it on down, then now he has a chance to sit here and think about it.
I have come so close to taking a tumble down my stairs. It's really, really scary. I feel like it's bound to happen one day. Because I don't have.
I'm sure it is.
I have just like the wood stairs, and I wear socks in the house. So I mean, I'm slipping and sliding a lot of the time.
Oh, you're gonna really.
Why would
I mean,
you
this guy
attempt
didn't.
that?
What's
this
that?
guy's.
Why would
this
you
guy
attempt that? Why would you leave your socks on?
I don't like.
Knowing you might slip down and fall and break your head.
Well, I always grab the rail and stuff, but there's just been a couple of times where you just hit the step weird and your heart just sinks. But I have to wear socks around the house. I just don't like feeling. Gene, I don't want to feel stuff on my feet. It's weird. Okay, it's a weird thing.
Nothing like one little pebble or one little anything will drive you. Will drive you crazy.
Yeah, I just like wearing socks, like sliding around and stuff, just not down the stairs.
I have to get used to that because I got 2 dogs that bring all kinds of stuff into the house, and there's always something on the floor.
Yep, and you hate it, right?
Hate it, but I
Yep.
got to scoot my feet at night when I'm going to the bathroom or something. Scoot my feet so I push the bones or the tree limbs,
Man,
or whatever else is inside
Nothing is. Bella's got these chewable, bone marrow bones.
Oh yeah,
man,
those are the
when you
worst.
hit-
They're sharp.
When you hit one of those, man.
Oh man.
I mean, you twist an ankle or do a pie face Willie.
Or the balls, you step on one that rolls underneath your foot.
Oh, I know.
Man.
Or man, I mean, I don't know if Sammy's got Legos, but you step on a Lego barefooted.
I stepped on.
If you step on a Lego even with socks on, I mean, it
don't matter.
instantaneously will paralyze you.
Walker leaves his monster trucks everywhere, and he's got the shark one, and then he's got this Mohawk one right up my foot. Put a hole in my the bottom of my foot.
I got to think though, Lummy. But I got to think, Lummy, that like your girth and my girth, that those little flimsy monster trucks are
these
just
aren't
getting.
flimsy, Bubba. These monster trucks nowadays are like metal.
They could be made
Oh,
out of
yeah.
die cast.
They're good.
Yeah.
They're metal. I mean, I broke the wheels off of it, but that shark
Broke
fin
the
went right in.
axles.
Yeah, I broke the
You go
axles
right down to
off.
the floorboard.
Oh, he was crying about that one, but so was my foot when I was bleeding everywhere.
But my dogs drool.
Oh,
Okay, so
Right.
I get wet spots on my bed when they like lay on my bed at nighttime before I go to bed, and they're hanging out with my wife. So like the other day, I had the baby over for the weekend, and then
Let's
grandbaby. And I'm
let's backfill what we're talking about. One of your grandbabies.
Yeah, one of my grandbabies. I'm bouncing him around in the bed, and he pukes on me. and he puked all over my pillow and me. So I take a towel, and I wipe it off. And I just.
But you got to wash your
the pillow
pillowcase
over.
and everything.
Well, I didn't get a chance to because we were napping on a Saturday afternoon. So I flipped the pillow over, and I forgot about it. And then I was wiped off.
Now you're sleeping in baby
No.
puke.
So then that night, the dog gets on and he drools on my pillow because, Khaleesi likes to lay on the pillow. And I lay down and I lay right in the wet spot. And I went, this is terrible.
First.
So I turned the pillow over and now I smell puke.
Oh no!
Which one do I have to pick?
Real
The
Mount
puke
Plaisir,
or the wet
$20.
spot? You know what I'm saying?
First, we have Bubba Army Alpha, Volume 24. And then the next year followed up by Bubba Army Alpha Volume 25. Now for 2026, Gene Lasker's Drool.
Let's get durable pillowcases, Bubba. I think that's the next thing we throw the logo on.
Baby puke pillowcases.
Gene, why don't you just tell Sarah? Be like, hey, listen, we got a pillow situation in here.
Hey, Sarah,
Well,
come clean this
I
up.
do, but at that moment it was late. It's
Poor
like
Sarah can't be everywhere.
She can't do
She's
everything.
got 13 other fires she's putting out, right? And she's got to take care of Coben, too, and I'm sure that he's getting in all kinds of nonsense.
Do you see Gene? Do you see
Go ahead.
Gene, though, just staring at a throw up on one side, drool on the other side, pillow, and then trying to decide which one he's going to sleep on?
I took the throw up side.
I think
baby
take the
puke.
dump.
It didn't smell that bad. It don't smell like a
but
beer
I think
guy puking.
King Corso drool might be a little bit more better. I mean, I don't know.
But it was a heavy wet spot, man. It was like,
Actually, yeah, it's true because you don't
dry.
know what
The puke was dry. It just had a smell.
yeah, the King Corso, what you don't know what they're getting into out in Gene's yard,
Gene, do they go out and hunt like Bella
Yeah.
caught her first squirrel not too long ago, and Merch Creek's all flipped out
I
about
don't
it.
have no
She's like,
trees on my property, so squirrels pretty much don't come around.
Right.
Just homeless.
Well, I got to think pretty much
A couple of
nothing
cats
comes
have got
around.
caught up, and I've had to bury them. And
Really?
you got a
Hold on,
vulture.
really?
Yeah.
You got a cat graveyard?
Oh, yeah. But
Yeah,
don't
how
tell
many-
Sarah.
Oh, hold on. So you have to kayfabe like if
Yeah,
one of the King
because she-
Corso gets,
yeah.
because she'll flip out on the
Yeah,
deal.
she'll cry.
He's burying
She's
cats
like-
in the middle of the night.
So the other, so let me tell you
Yes,
something.
yes.
So let me tell you something. So a week ago,
my name is Gene Lasker, and I got a cat graveyard, but don't tell my wife. I love you, Sarah.
so we have a chicken that's sick, and
Okay.
so we get another cage and put it outside the big cage, so they're next to their buddies.
So he
and-
doesn't get the other one sick, right?
that
Right.
too. So and she's putting medicine in him and trying to make him better. And he goes for like 4 days and doesn't move, just lays there, and he just barely breathing. And she looks at me and she goes, "Okay, you go ahead and take care of it because he's not gonna get no better, and he's dying.
You got to go take it
dying
out
of
and
breath."
old yellow. You
So
give it the old
this
yellow.
chicken ain't moved in a week. Got me? So I take a flat shovel and I slide it in there and I pick the dude up. I picked the dude up real easy and I
Right.
walk to the back and I set him on the ground. He just laying there and gasping for breath. And I dig a hole, nice, good sized hole.
You pre-dug while he
Pre-dug.
was still alive.
Yeah, while he's laying right there.
You didn't make him dig his own grave, Gene?
Yeah, so he hadn't moved in a week, So
Right.
now I take
So
the shovel.
Gene, what do
and
you
I-
think that poor chicken's thinking when he sees you
He don't
digging
know
his
no
grave
better.
for
He don't
him?
know what's going on.
Are chickens stupid for the most part?
Well, I got a tiny head, can't have much brain.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's true.
So
But look at Lummy.
anyway,
He's got a big head.
I
and
take
I
the
Lummy, I
shovel.
think you got a Lummy, I think you got a chicken brain inside your
I
big head.
do.
I take the shovel and I strategically put it right on their own neck, right there at that spot, and then I jump on the shovel and decapitate them.
Oh, jeez.
Right.
That chicken took off like nobody's
Oh,
business. It flew up in the air. It flew at me. It
Oh
hit
yeah,
me twice.
they say chickens have like
Yeah,
this
but that's a
natural
healthy chicken when you're gonna cut his head off. Not a dead chicken was laid there for 4 days.
You think you made a mistake?
So you're saying
Well, I
even
was hoping I didn't because I was trying to hide it. I'm looking at my house, thinking my wife's looking, going, "Oh, it's better, it's better." No, it ain't better. It ain't got no head.
this chicken egg producing days are over,
I
Sarah.
had to hit it with the shovel in the air while I was flying.
Oh, my God.
I had to wax it down like a
Damn thing didn't move for a week, but the
I thought I
time
was
that you
playing.
cut its head off.
Remember that game that used to be in Tampa, High-Low, High-Late, High-Lea?
Oh, highlight?
Highlight.
Oh, yeah,
I felt like I was playing Highlight. Trying to wax
with
that
the
thing.
one with a no-headed chicken,
Yeah.
right?
How come you didn't shoot the chicken, Gene?
Well, you can't shoot
I was in my own yard and had my gun on me. I said,
What?
I wasn't going to.
Plus, Gene,
Chicken,
Gene
cut his head off
Gene
and
lives
be done.
out. Gene doesn't want gunshot. I mean, the cops probably. Gene doesn't want
But
gunshots on the
decapitating
property.
the chicken seems like a messy situation.
No, he just cut
Nah,
that
I
little
just-
neck off.
yeah,
I
just-
mean,
Cut it off
Yeah,
and it should have
until
been
you
done.
don't realize that
That
chickens
it's gonna
have
fly
this.
at you.
I mean, many a
like
time.
like when you see a roach out there in your carport or something, and it flies at you and tries to attack you, like a palmetto
Well, Gene,
bug.
Gene's got roach attacking stories laying in puke
Palmetto
stories.
bugs, man, they're about 2 inches long. They fly.
Hey, Gene, was the head move? Was the chicken head moving when it was flying?
Chicken head move just laid right there, man.
Okay.
But the body gets like an adrenaline rush or something.
Yeah, it got one
when
of
it
those.
gets its head.
They tried to
cut
attack me
off.
twice. They tried to hit me. I had to
Was it
duck.
a cock or was it a chicken?
No, just a chicken. We don't got no roosters.
I wanted you to say the other word.
Yeah, we don't got no cocks.
Right.
We don't want to hear no noise.
Yeah, they're the ones that like at 4:45 do the cockadoodle-doos.
Yeah, I have it.
Right?
Yeah, we
and I
just
got to
want
tell
eggs.
you, man, roosters are mean as hell.
Yep.
Man, Hogan used to have a couple of them back at his place, and one was cool, but
In
one would
Clearwater?
actually, one used to attack Hogan. Hogan was afraid of it. Like if Hogan was going down to the jet skis from the gym, that's kind of, you had to kind of go through chicken. I think his name was Charlie, and so we would have to. So Hogan would go. Listen to this. He would get some chicken feed and put it clear at the other side of the property so that Charlie could eat that feed, and then we would scurry on down to the jet skis and not get screwed with by Charlie. But if Charlie got a bead on us, man, and they got those things on their on their
Like
inner
the razor,
Like little hooks.
Yeah,
or
little
something.
hook.
yeah,
Yeah,
little hooks. That's what they get you with. Are those little dew claw hook kind of deals?
There's a name
And
for
they
it. I
will-
don't know what it is.
Dew
I think they're made for fighting.
It's not a dew claw.
No, I'm saying it's like a dew claw.
It's like
yeah.
a dew claw. It's like they got like their 3 little feet, then they got that fighting claw on the inner deal. Man,
Yeah.
Lasker's tearing them donuts up.
They're
First
good.
day
They're
I'm not-
Publix, fresh. Right out of Publix.
And you know what? I bet you Lasker even had the right container for these, because usually they're just in a bag.
Yeah, they came in a box. Yeah, real nice.
First
They
time
didn't get
since
beat
you've
up
been
or
back.
bounced around.
No, first time since you've been back that you
Or quit
actually bought.
escaping. You could have drove.
It's a rooster spur, by the way. It's a spur.
You only
Yeah.
got 5 hours sleep. You got the same amount if you came home.
How? How do you figure? By staying up here, I save 3 hours. By staying up here, I save 3. It's an hour and a half.
I'm just
home.
saying that because you said I was going to say that yesterday when you was on the air.
I'm glad you're listening.
Yeah.
Again, we're glad you're listening, my friend.
Is Merch Crick stressing out as the engineer right now?
No, she and Macho Man yesterday when I was working the track with Eldora Rob, they kind of did a little dry run. Well, first of all, we did a dry run yesterday. Last couple breaks, which I think was great. And then Merch Crick came and set up. Listen, I can fire my stories from this laptop. I got a ring light over here. I got YouTube monitor right there. I got my Zoom monitor right there. And I got, by the way, let me PayPal Jennifer Henderson. I love the Gene Lasker stories. $25 PayPal, Venmo,
nice.
Cash App. So
Out of Maryland.
remotely, I think it looks pretty good, doesn't it?
Yeah, you're not shaking around or nothing.
No. How does the processing sound? I mean,
Good.
do I sound good?
Sounds like you're drunk,
What do you mean?
but you say you're tired. I don't know, just the way your voice is going.
What do you mean?
Well, everybody
way
here going
my-
to leave me out to dry.
Yeah, because they know that
See,
you're a
these guys
they know
here
that
ain't
you're a
gonna say
natural
the
hater.
truth.
They know that you're a natural hater.
The truth is
I'm
a
not
dangerous
hater.
thing around
Ain't
here,
his voice
Gene.
a little bit different? Kind of like,
Well, I mean,
drunk?
Gene, you got to understand, my voice might be a little bit different. The fact that I'm piping this.
That's what I'm saying.
From,
But
over the internet, over a 5G hotspot Wi-Fi.
And he's
you
in a
talk-
trailer that's 30 degrees right now outside.
yeah, no
I mean,
soundproofing
25.
going in there, too.
I have no soundproofing. I got my little. You guys like my little step and repeat gimmick
Yeah,
here?
it's
You
Oh,
like
yeah.
that? So I mean, we could. I mean, this setup is not. Macho Man got me a brand new laptop. Macho Man, how is this laptop? The new laptop we bought, is it kind of the key as to why everything's working so well? Because obviously my laptop's old. The ring light's nothing. I got to think that it's the laptop and then this little magical box that you bought. Is that what's making everything sound so good, or it's just your technical skills?
As Gene would say, you get what you pay for.
Right.
Say it.
Well, we bought. Is this considered now outside of this application of me being live from, or we being able to use this in live capabilities? Can we use this laptop for other applications for the business?
That's going to do the video too.
So is the future hold that we all stay home and
Yes.
just come together?
Yes, that's how
No.
everybody does it but Bubba.
No, I mean, I
It
Let us
can't be
stay
that
home,
good.
Sponge.
guys, can we talk? Can we honest
Shut
to
up,
God?
Lasker.
can we honest to God, just really be honest about this?
It
You
wouldn't work
guys-
that good.
Well, here's the deal. I think on a one-off here and there, it could work.
Yeah.
But that studio is my sanctity. I don't know if that's what you say, but like as much as I pay, I mean my lease,
sanctuary.
my sanctuary, and I've been doing it for so long, all of us together, that the amount that I pay for rent, I can't, although I only have one more year on my lease, maybe we could start moving towards, could we all be from home and do as good of a show?
I like coming.
But I
here.
don't think the
I don't
visual.
think so.
Yeah, I like coming.
Because
here.
because like if you look behind Lasker and other shots, like we got really good graphics and the studio looks bigger than life and I really think that the studio's necessary. I
So
think.
is there more heads back there?
Yes.
Yeah, there's more heads. Yeah. There's like two rows worth of heads, Gene, and we had to start putting heads on the side now.
I see that.
Because we're starting to stack them up.
It's time
I mean,
it's time for a Lasker induction into the Hall of Fame next year.
Lasker is above Hall of Fame.
Oh,
Hall of Fame is for people, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but aren't co-hosts, aren't members of the program. And Lasker, arguably, with regards to if you look at our guest lineup, that would be Dan and Jay for Tuesdays, and then Thursdays would be Tuttle and Brian, and then Fridays would be Lasker. Arguably, I would rank them. Lasker might be the most popular, and if he's not, probably maybe Brian. But I mean, Lasker's one of the most popular.
Yeah, Lasker's way up there.
Way over. We got to get a Lasker shirt. Lasker's way over, and so a guy that's part of the show.
We've always sold my shirts out.
Yeah, we will. We'll sell your shirts out. I just got to get them designed. I got to get through the speed weeks. I'm the Winter Nationals, so to speak, and as of the middle of February, I'll be done with it, and.
How much longer are you going to do that? The track.
What do you mean?
Have the track.
Well, I mean, if somebody offered me, the right amount of money, I'd sell it. Tom Bean and I would sell it. But until then, we have to keep it,
Right.
running and profitable. And I think that this year's Winter Nationals could be a windfall that we've never seen before. Just because we've always been the stepchild. And dirt racing is your life, but with regards to the Winter Nationals, it's always been pretty much just two tracks, East Bay and Volusia.
Right.
That's where the Winter Nationals was developed. I think, this is the 58th annual Winter Nationals.
Yes.
And, Ocala was never a track, Gene.
They didn't care
that
to
was-
be. They could have been, but no one never really cared to be.
Right. Even though Ocala Speedway, formerly Bubba Raceway Park, has been around since 1952 and is the oldest continuing operating track, I think, south of Atlanta. Ocala just never got involved in the Winter Nationals like East Bay and Volusia did. And so now that East Bay's gone, we have by default picked up now, Gene, Winter Nationals are kind of, after this year and we pull it off, Ocala and Volusia.
Right.
Those are the two places. We're getting the 6 nights of Lucas, the 5 nights of USAC. We were scheduled for 5 nights of UMP modifieds, but 2 rained out.
54th anniversary.
54th. It's a 54th. There you go. Gene, you've won when the 360 Nationals were part of the Winter Nationals. You participated in probably, I would say, 15 of them at least.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you haven't got in ownership in track, Gene, because
Too much work, bro.
growing
Too
up,
much argument. Too much.
Let me
too
tell you
much
something
all
right
of
now.
that.
Let me tell you something right now. I'm going to tell you probably the next. He's probably on par. And Gene, I don't ever like to bring other racers up because the most part, Gene hates everybody, and they really do. I mean, like if I said, Gene, what do you think about Sport Allen?
Yeah, he's gay.
Yeah.
But he married Melissa to tell everybody he wasn't. But you know.
Yeah, but hold on. If we were to go through, but you have to admit, Ford Allen
He's
at
a
one
good guy.
time was a hell of a sprint car driver.
Yeah, for a
You
moment.
Yeah, but I'm
He
just saying.
wasn't for a long time.
I disagree with you. Kenny Adams.
He didn't win every single year. He won a feature like me every year.
Kenny Adams.
Real good driver.
Yeah, see, that. You know why? You couldn't say
For a
anything bad
moment,
about.
too.
No, hold on.
He's another moment guy.
So
He
again,
was good for 3 years, and that's it.
Seth, you can see what I'm dealing with here.
I love every second of it, Bubba.
And then he went, he got out of it because he had too much pressure on him.
Keep naming names, Bubba, and I want Gene to cut these assholes
Joe
down.
Milne.
Have a barefoot.
Joe
Yeah,
Milne
but
was
hold
the
on,
winningest
but hold
driver
on.
for the longest time, more than them
could
two
say,
guys.
I could
He's
say
just a
some
drunk.
names. I could say some names that Lasker has respect for, like Sammy Rodriguez.
Yeah.
Like I know you guys. I
But
know
he
you
was a
got
cheater.
respect.
He ran spread port heads when it wasn't legal for 2 years and beat everybody, and that's why, because he had 75 more horsepower than everybody. He wasn't really good.
Yeah, keep naming names.
This was
Bubba.
faster. Now pick another one.
Wayne Ruderman.
Yeah, you can't say nothing bad about him.
Hey, there
You
go.
can't say anything bad about or Wayne Hammond. You can't say anything bad about him
No,
either.
he's one of the greatest guys.
So anyway, this is a different. The guy I'm going to mention is in a different class. He drives late models, and for the most part, Lasker doesn't like anybody that drives late models. But I know that he really, really likes this dude because this dude's a good dude. And I tried when we were initially, and he's a very, very smart businessman. And Gene, I'll just say the name, and I'm
Barefoot
sure.
McCready?
No, not Barefoot McCready. Keith Knobsbitch.
Oh, yeah. Keith Nosbridge is a businessman.
Oh, he is
He's a gangster.
he is a businessman. He is a late model legend
Yeah, he's
in
really
this
good.
area. He, really, if you talk late models in Florida, legendary wise, you talk about two people, Ivan at Lloyd and Keith Knobsbitch.
Yeah.
So anyway, when Tom Bean and I went to buy Ocala Speedway, we, Knobsbitch is loaded. Gene will tell you he's a millionaire. He's a millionaire.
Yeah, well, his daddy owned a garbage dumpster trucks up in New York when they sold out up there and they came here.
And they came here and got into the auto parts used.
Well, first
pick and
thing he
pull.
did is he bought like 25 miles of I-75.
Right, true.
And then he
And then
sold a lot
bought-
of that.
He at one time he owned a major part of the land that they were going to build the crosstown on.
Yep.
And that's where then they got into auto parts where like they go to the insurance companies and buy totaled out trucks and they part them out.
Yeah, they
You
got
buy
their
them
own
for-
machine that smashes the cars flat so they can put 20 cars on a semi at one time when they junk them.
So not only does he,
Instead of
so he
four.
pays, he pays $4,000 for a completely totaled F-150. He yanks the motor out and gets what, Gene? $8,000 for that.
Yeah.
He yanks out the transmission and gets $4,000 for that.
Right
the
down to the
tailgate-
door handles they sell.
right down to the chrome trim on the back.
Right.
And I mean, they'll take a $4,000 pickup after they've parted it out. They probably made $15,000 on it.
Yeah.
And then they take this compactor and smack after there's not even a brake drum or a caliper left because they've taken everything that wasn't part of the wreck off, and then they smash them and keep them
Flat.
in the back. They stick
They
this
stack
big
them up.
cars-
They stack them up like a wall all the way
They
around them
they
until
stack
the
'em up
money's
like-
right. When the-
Listen to this. So they stack them up about 20 deep, and Knobsbitch will have anywhere between 200 and 500 smash cars on his property. Now, most of these guys that are in this junk car industry, when the scrap guy comes, they just
They just
sell.
get rid of them because
They
they
just
don't
get
have no
rid of
room.
them.
They got to.
Well, and they need the money.
Right.
Well, Knobsbitch will
Don't
hold
need the
on to
money
a-
and got plenty of room.
He knows what because these prices fluctuate. Like, they'll fluctuate from $800 a ton down to $400 a ton.
Oh.
Like, I mean, it's
Supply and
it's
demand
like-
on how much metal people are using. You
Yeah.
know.
right. So so Knobsbitch, when most guys are selling because they need a quick turnaround, Keith will be chewing on his cigar.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be like, "Yeah, I'm almost 2.5 years deep on selling, but the price of metal's getting to where the next time the junk man comes, think I'm going to get rid of him. Like it's like almost the stock market for him, isn't it, Gene?
Yeah, pretty much
Like
like
almost
that.
how you short a stock. You know what I'm saying? And he'll just wait, and then metal goes up and up and up, and that frame that was worth $400 is now worth $1,400, and then that's when he sells and he pays cash for a $2 million.
And he's got so many of them sitting there. It makes a killing.
Oh, he loved me so much that he went up to the Hamptons, and Keith Knobs, Keith cigar chewing hillbilly Knobs, has a place in the Hamptons. That's how hoity-toity he is, my friend. But anyway, Gene, so we were getting ready to buy Ocala Speedway back in the day, 2011, and I'm trying to buy it, so because Tyler's 9 at this point, and he's now good enough to drive big cars, but I couldn't race him anywhere because when I would go to like East Bay or Volusia, they're like, listen, you got to be 16. That's just the rules for our insurance. So I'm like, what if I bought a track? Then I wouldn't have to worry about the insurance because I'm not going to sue myself. You know what I'm saying? Like,
No.
So I got with Tom Bean. We went up here, talked to Angie and Mike Peters about buying this place. And Tom's like, Tom had one other guy that was interested in being a partner. And I'm like, you know what? Let me talk to Keith Knobs, He's a racer. And, he's affluent enough to be able to put his, 25 per, we're going to all cut it up in 4s.
Did he hate the idea?
So Keith goes, tell Mike Peters to send me his books. So he looks at the books. And, racing's a cash business, Gene. You know that, a lot of it. And he looks at, so Knobs is so smart. It takes about probably, because we're on, I think, is it with a Coochie light? Is with a Coochie a power company?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's who does the power up here in Ocala. And so with the Coochie does our power. Well, even if we don't turn on our Musco lights at night, just the pit lights and all the ambient lighting that come on in the middle, during the nighttime, our power bill, even when we're not racing, is like $2,400 a month. And so it's, far more than that when we race because of those big Musco lightings. So Knobsvich is sitting in a meeting with me and Tom B, and he goes, well, the first thing we're going to do if I buy this place is I got a 50 or a 75 kW generator, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to tell Withakuchi to come in and get all their power, because we're not spending $3,000 a month on power. We're going to have a diesel generator. We're like, what? He's like, yeah, we're going to hook up to diesel generator. That way, all we got to do is just, not when we're racing, we can just use the generator and not have to, pay the $3,000 or $4,000 VIG to Withakuchi. I mean, he had some great ideas, but then he's like, I'm just going to tell you, I've raced for years. Racing is a very volatile industry. Everybody but one guy, the guy that wins the race is the only guy that really likes you. And he said, I really would like to do it, but it just seems like a lot of work, and I'm going to pass. And I got to tell you, that was probably the smartest decision Keith Knobsvich has ever made, because owning a racetrack is a pain in the ass. You got to worry about the surface. You got to worry about the racers. You got to worry about, Gene, racing just tends to lead to bitching. People bitching.
Well, you got
nonstop.
250 people a night racing all the classes, so you got 250 attitudes.
Yeah, and only one guy that won
Taking it,
is happy. And he could be mad because he burned his right rear off and he was trying to save it for the night before. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So anyway, or
it could be me. I win and I'm still not happy.
Well, you're never happy. You're not happy, very often. Unless you're with your lovely wife. Unless you're with your lovely Sarah.
Sarah.
Did Sarah? Gene? Did Sarah was a finalist for the hottest chick at the party award? Was she not?
She was. Yes.
Gene, you didn't know that. See, we got BARP awards.
She won an award.
I didn't know nothing about no BARP awards.
Hold on, she won an award. What'd she win?
Didn't
A person who doesn't look like you think.
Yeah, there you go. Nobody really knew what Sarah looked like,
right.
so. So one of the
They want to guess it was her when she come in here.
No, because she looks like, she'd be hooked up to a real, real hot looking dude like Jimmy Cleavis, not property of an outlaw. Now,
She likes security.
When you first started dating Sarah, were you already an outlaw?
Oh, yeah.
All right, so you were a pre-existing outlaw. You guys started dating, and she's kind of like Sarah's kind of shy until you get to know her. Like she's just not going to come up and start a conversation.
No.
Now, if you go up and start a conversation with her, she'll be great. But she's kind of at first. Hell, she's just now starting to talk to me a little bit, and I've known her for 15 years. But she's naturally a shy person.
Yeah.
So was being in the Outlaws and taking her to various outlaw functions and stuff and was that all new to her? And that was completely
We're all completely new to her, but she came to a few of our parties, and that's how I met her. That's how I say.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She was.
That's how you met her?
She was with this dude that was a good friend of an outlaw, and so they came by the parties, and when she walked by my table a couple of times, I said, "I'm taking that.
I'm gonna sign."
She belonged to an outlaw, and they said, "Nope." I said, "All right, good."
So, Gene, that's the only rule you got to ask. If you're at an outlaw party and there's a girl there, you got to ask.
Yeah.
Does she? Does she? Nope.
Nope.
Then it's fair game.
On, you take it.
But if she belongs to the outlaw, chances are she's going to have her property of jacking on.
No, but if she's not a property yet, she's just a girlfriend.
Just a girlfriend,
or they just met her.
Like if you're just taking her out for the second time, she wouldn't have a property. You wouldn't have a property patch on. Now, is it a big deal? Like I know, and I don't want to get into too many of your guys' secret, ceremonies, but like when you earn your patch as an outlaw, you first got to start out as a probate, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that means you got even you, Gene Lasker, the most proudest man who's been arrested 16 times and isn't afraid to talk smack to a cop at the bar party. The swagger that you have, as a probate, you may be at the clubhouse and they'll say, "Hey, probate. Drive down to 7-Eleven and grab us 2 12-packs.
Okay.
Right? And you got it. You can't say,
"Don't argue.
Hey, I'm Gene Lasker.
Keep
I
your
ain't
mouth
driving
shut."
nowhere.
No.
You got to keep your mouth shut, right?
Yeah.
So once you've obtained past probate standards and for however long you got to be and whatever you got to do, I don't want to get into that. But when you finally have earned the right to be an outlawed and they patch you up, is that kind of a big deal?
Yeah, of course it is.
I mean, is it a ceremony? Is it a ceremony, or do they just say, "Hey, Gene, here's your patch"? Do they give you the patch?
What you do is like during the time, if you make it halfway through probate and you get your vest and you give it to your boss there, and they'll put the patch on if they think you're going to make it, and then they'll save it until you do, and then when if you do make it, and then usually you're at a party or something, and
somebody will say, "Hey, I got an announcement."
Yeah, and then
Gator
they'll give it
over
to you.
here, stupid piece of shiz. Gator running his mouth all the time. Gene, come over here. Here's your jacket, bitch. Welcome to the Outlaws.
Right.
Is that kind of how it goes?
Much, yeah.
Yeah. Now, what about the property of ceremonies?
That goes with it. You get one of them. You don't get it at that moment. But later on down the road, you get a patch, a property patch with your patch. You own that patch. I mean, you don't own it. The Outlaws own it, but it's yours.
Hey,
to put
Gene,
on anybody you want.
How did you ask Sarah out for the first time? When you said, "Hey, I got she's going to be mine." How'd you go about that?
And let me tell you something. You look pretty nice in them tight jeans. How about sliding up on my bike?
I don't know.
You asked her to go for a ride. What's the?
We were at a bar, and it was me and 9.5 sitting at the bar, and 9.5 knew.
Well, no, was 9.5 is he a fellow outlaw?
Yeah.
Okay, 9.5.
Yeah, he had half a finger on one hand.
Nice.
So
I thought he was hung.
Yeah, me too. I did too.
Honest to God, I swear to God, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, man, he's like Coke can Carlos. He's
his hand
9.5.
shaking hand. His pinky was in half. Only had a half a nub.
Did he get it blowed off or what?
I don't know. I don't remember. Truthfully, I don't remember.
So you're hanging out with 9.5.
So I'm hanging out with 9.5, and she was at the bar, and like sitting there bored to death. And so I walked over and started talking to her. And I said, why are you over there playing pool with your friends? And she said her boyfriend was a jerk.
9.5. Hey, 9.5.
Wouldn't let her.
Look at that dark-haired little beauty over there. I'm gonna slide up in there and see what I can do.
He goes, I know that girl. She's cool. And I said, what, is her boyfriend over there? And he goes, yeah. Where is he at? And pointed out to the guy playing pool. I go, oh, well, that ain't nothing. And so I walked over there and sat with her. And so
what was your very, as her boyfriend's playing pool, she's kind of in the corner, maybe watching, but a little bit away. And you leave 9.5, you slide up on her, you sit beside her, and what's your first words?
Who are you?
How about it?
And what are you doing with him?
Who are you? And what are you doing with him? And what was her answer?
I don't remember. I mean, she just said,
he's my.
I don't really like him that much anymore, but I'm afraid I won't have nobody.
Oh wow, she got deep right off the bat.
Yeah, she didn't like him, so I had to run him off.
So, and Lasker is a lot smarter than you. So then you give credit. So Lasker, like, let me tell you something. She don't like him, and she's looking for a good man, and he's a squirrel. So now, was he an outlaw?
No.
Oh, so he was just at an outlaw party.
Yeah,
because you probably. Oh yeah, you'd already asked if she was with an outlaw, so you knew she wasn't.
Right.
So at that point, running a guy off ain't a big deal.
Nope, it's what I wanted to do.
So what did now? So how did that happen?
I just I was sitting there talking to her, and then when I walked back over to the bar, he went back over to her, and I could see him talking to her, and he's saying, "Don't talk to him. He's an outlaw. He'll take you from me. Quit it. Don't talk to him."
Well,
then when I walked back over to talk to her, she goes, I said, "Well, what did he say to you? Tell you not to talk to me?" He goes, "Yeah, he said not to talk to you because you're an outlaw and you'll take me away from him." And I go, "I just did."
Oh man!
Lasker should write a swagger book.
And I left with her.
Oh, I would de-pants immediately if I was her. Sorry.
Now, Gene, did you guys just go? Just out for a drink or breakfast?
We went riding around. We went riding around and talked. Got to know each other. And I took her home, and then I took her out the next 3 days in a row, next 3 nights in a row, and then I moved in with her.
Really?
Oh, you moved in with her.
The Gene Lasker 4-day date program. It works like wonders. And I mean, Gene, hold on. You guys have been married over 10 years, haven't you?
Yep.
What's your
I got
next
married in in 35 days from the time I met her.
Yeah.
Wow.
Gene jumps right into it. And are you guys celebrating? Has it been 10 yet?
Yeah. Well, no, it's been 9.
It's been 9. So this is your 10th coming up. What is your anniversary? Do you remember it?
No.
You don't?
Yeah, I do. It's
You bet, Gene. It's something you might want to not
September
forget.
9th.
There you go.
September 9th. Now, Gene Lasker, this September 9th is going to be
And the reason, and September 9th, when I asked her to, let's get married, because 9.5 is the one who hooked us up, and 9.5 got killed just like a month after we met.
Doing motorcycle stuff?
Yeah, he was riding his bike down 19, and there was a 66 Ford pickup that ran out of battery. So it's sitting in the middle lane, dark, and can't see it. And he veered to miss it because it was parked in the middle of the road. A Honda clipped him, a Honda Civic, and hooked him to the ground and run him over. So we got married on 9/5. We got married on.
Gene, there is no 9/5.
But we got married for 9/5 on the 9th at 9:50 in the morning.
Oh,
and then I had 9/5's ashes in my hand, and he was my best man.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Oh man, that makes me want to cry.
And shout out to 9.5, man.
Yeah, shout out to 9.5.
Was he? I mean, he was a good dude.
Oh, real good dude. He was just like an Elvis guy. He slicked his hair back and used to sing like Elvis, play guitar. He was
and he was an outlaw, right?
And he was an outlaw.
Could he whip some ass?
Right. Yes, he could.
Was he a ladies' man?
He would. Yes, he was.
Now, Gene, out of all the outlaws in the Tampa area, was Paul one of the baddest asses?
Yeah.
But rest in peace, Paul.
There's a lot of badass outlaws. Don't get me wrong. I mean, there's a lot of them. But Paul was just, he was an Army Ranger.
Yeah, I know.
So that's what kind of bones he had in him.
Yeah, he got. Let me remember years ago when there was a guy that got gunned down
Off
at
the
the
expressway?
Veterans.
Yeah,
in-
seven shots.
in 54.
Yeah.
If you take the crosstown and go to 54,
That exit.
yeah, that's right. When I used to live in Odessa, and every time that's how I went home, and every time I would go to that intersection, I would always say R.I.P. Paul every time because he was in his truck,
Yeah.
and these scumbag
From New
Pasco
York.
County.
They were from New
white-
York.
Well, from New, and had a hit on him or something.
Yeah, they had a hit on him.
And so he's in his pickup truck, and they surround his car.
They all pulled over on the side, 3 lanes over, and they walked through the traffic and walked right up to the side of his truck there and just shot him. Pop, 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 pop.
Yeah, and I think all of them are in prison, and one's dead. I
Yeah,
think.
one no one ever found him, and one is 2 of them are in prison, and
one never
for
got
life.
found.
And one never got found. I couldn't find
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, they just they couldn't find him.
He ran.
All right,
something.
so listen. Well, something, he could be in the Everglades for all that we know, out fishing for pow. I'm sorry, out trying to, he could be on the python hunt in the
Yeah.
Everglades. The only thing is he's the python's food.
Yeah, exactly.
When I returned, I think now, is this how I fire commercials? Is I just, give an obvious out cue and then you guys fire him for me?
yeah,
Macho,
Macho will hit it.
is Macho working the board?
Yes,
or
he is.
is
Yeah.
Macho's in the board?
Learning the board.
Yeah, I'm back here flexing, looking at Bubba's rubber band gym back
Oh,
here.
he's been working it the whole day, the whole
Thinking
morning.
I can be doing buys and tries. Why, that fat ass is talking to Gene Lasker. Oh, you dig it. All right, when we return, talk about a roller coaster day for Bucks fans and the Bucks in general.
Oh man,
So-
that was a kick of the junk for the Bucks fans yesterday.
Well, they lose.
Oh, they lost their offensive coordinator, and
He
they
said
thought
he
they
wasn't going anywhere.
I wonder what Gene thinks about this because this is kind of how the NFL operates, but I feel like Gene would not be a fan of going back on your word.
No, Gene's a man of your word. Gene's a man of his word. Like here's the deal. Let me get you. If you went over to Gene's place and you had something that needed powder coated, and Gene gave you a price of $600, and I'll have it in a week. But once Gene got into it, he realized that it required way more sandblasting, maybe way more metal prep. And Gene, what he thought Gene was going to make $400 on the deal. Now Gene's barely breaking even just because, for whatever reason, Gene's the kind of guy that when you roll up, you're paying $600.
That's it.
He ain't going to say, let me tell you something, I need probably another $300 on this deal because I got
Right,
into I
it's
need
not their
more
fault. I don't know my own business.
he's a man of his word. And that's old school. But then the stakes are so high. Do you, before we go into words, and we're going to come back with this breaking news: Bucks lose their offensive coordinator. Is there anybody that believes that this was a negotiation ploy,
Yes.
or do you? I mean,
No.
I think it was because the way it all went down. I have a feeling, and it hasn't
and the
been
general manager from the Jaguars got fired. over
I
it.
have a feeling he said, I'll come up and coach, but
I
GM
don't like
can't." Yep. Yeah.
So he laid down the GM goes or I ain't coming.
Yep.
And you better sweeten the pot. Oh, meanwhile, I have the, arguably now probably one of the best offensive coordinator paying jobs with the Bucks. They stepped up to the pump and they're ready to pay me whatever I want to keep me.
I think it was
the
what
best.
4.5 million. He was going to be one of the highest paid coordinators in the NFL. I think was it 4.5 million. I
3
saw.
years. Yeah.
Yeah. God, that's a lot of money. So anyway, but that, and then did you guys see the Nick Saban breakdown?
On what is top?
I'm sorry, the Bill Belichick.
Bill Belichick. Yeah.
The
his
Bill
contract?
Belichick North Carolina deal.
Yeah.
Wow, why wouldn't you want to coach in? You're far, in my opinion, and you guys can correct me, but you're far less fireable in college than you probably are the NFL, and especially when you're Bill Belichick and you're a Hall of Famer coming to Chapel Hill, they're gonna give you 10 years.
Especially when you
right?
got a 24-year-old girlfriend.
Yeah, especially when you got
Belichick's
a
got
24-year-old.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No,
So I mean,
Yeah. He's
yeah,
70. He's like 72, Gene, and she's I think she's 26 to be honest.
just when we thought, Gene, you could pull the hottest ass Bill Belichick might have, I mean, he's 70 some years old.
She loves him, man.
Yeah, but I pulled mine with no money.
Well, that's true. I mean, Gene, you do have some points there. I'm not gonna argue with you. So anyway, all that and more when we return.
If you want 24/7 on-demand Bubba and the crew, go to BubbaArmyHQ.com.
Right now.
The Bubba the Love Sponge show will be back after this.
Hey, this is Brian the Babyface Matroni, and you're listening to the best of the Bubba the Love Sponge show.
Broadcasting live from the Aquabito studios, aquabito.com/Bubba. It's the Bubba the Love Sponge show.
Usually, I monitor, let me see, YouTube, Rumble, X, Twitch, Facebook. I have those 5 screens open. But I'm just monitoring YouTube for today. I'm sure Lummy's got the rest.
Yes, sir.
I have PayPal. It looks like Mushroom Mitch, Lummy, $20. I know that Mushroom Mitch is mourning his aunt's passing.
Yes.
So R.I.P. to Aunt Susie. So you guys are the most critical. I think this looks pretty good. This makeshift setup. I think the internet, that little T-Mobile 5G hotspot boxes are. I don't think there's any glitching. I think we sound good. There's not a lot of. I don't think there's a lot of redundancy with regards to I'm a second behind or anything like that. So Seth, thank you for telling me that I could do it. Thank you for. Very rarely do I lean on you for support. Usually I'm supporting you. Mentally,
yes,
but you mentally
You've been
really
doing
helped
this your
me
whole
here.
life.
Yeah,
every
but
time
Gene,
you get out of your element, you freak out, you get nervous, you think the worst is going to happen. Always, every time.
But Gene,
I
think we're all like that.
Feet in the water.
Yeah, I think that give the people a little something tropical to look at.
I mean, we could do a one-off like that in the summertime if we knew it wasn't going to rain, and we could put Lummy up on a lounge chair and have a. But I mean, you got to understand just the way I'm configured now. I got 2 computers, 2 iPhones, and a microphone and a ring light. So it's really not that. It's really not that big of a deal, I guess. But what I'm saying is, once a month, you guys could go live from your house as kind of like a little, like an incentive program, not an incentive program, but as a kind of
yeah, we'll take it.
It's cool, and you could maybe adapt. Like I have Bella right here, and you could maybe bring Sammy on for a break. Hey, Sammy, breaking any cards lately? How the Bears gonna be? Because she's into everything you are. Like pretty much everything you're into, Seth. Sammy has some knowledge of. I mean,
yeah.
except Pornhub, of course. I mean, some of those things.
Right,
but
sure.
Like she knows who Caleb Williams is. She knows who Webben Yabin is.
Yep.
She knows. She knows. Sammy knows. And have you put Sammy on any of your podcasts?
No.
Dr. Dan's turning the Carriage House into a whole podcast studio now.
Oh, Jesus.
He got a big one bigger than mine.
He could. Oh, man. So we were talking about earlier, the Bucks were talking about roller coaster ride. It says the recap of the unprecedented situation. Liam Cohen was the Jaguars' top target in their head coaching position. Now, is that the least sexiest job in football? Are they broken or can they be fixed?
But with the right coach, I mean, yeah, they're broke. I mean, their team's bad. I mean, it's a joke of a franchise.
I mean, they got Trevor Lawrence. That didn't. I mean, is
no?
I don't know. I almost feel he's getting long, and he's done with his rookie deal now. Now is he going to get paid, or did he get paid?
He got paid. He got paid last year. I'm trying to see what his contract is.
Is he that good? Is Trevor Lawrence that good?
They think so. They think his talent is. They just haven't really got a good coach around him. Yeah, he just signed a 5-year, $275 million contract with a $37 million signing bonus.
the quarterback money, I feel as if, the NFL has a salary cap. I feel as if they almost need to put some type of cap on quarterbacks just because you don't
That's
think
the
it's
whole league. That's I mean, that's it's.
I know, but back in the day when your quarterback wasn't a $50 million man, you could spread it out so that Rocky Blyer made a little bit of money too.
But if you remember,
now,
Bubba, back in the day, though, the highest paid quarterbacks were the top picks in the draft because there was no rookie salary cap at all. So a guy that would never have played a down in the NFL, like Matt Stafford, would get the biggest deal in the NFL out of all the quarterbacks. So I mean, I at least like the way that it's handled now. But if you don't have a quarterback, you don't have anything. So
man, I mean, like, and they build the whole franchise around it. You know what I'm saying?
Trevor Lawrence is 26.
Okay.
He's going to be 26 this year.
Is he a buildable? I mean, like, okay, Patrick Mahomes, you build a franchise around him. Jared Goff, you build a franchise around him. Stafford, same thing. I guess the jury is still out around, on Love. Obviously the jury's still out on Caleb Williams. But the kid from Washington, you build a franchise around from him. The kid from the Ravens, C.J. Stroud. Is Tua? Is he still a big question mark out of Miami just because he's so? I mean, I literally feel as if he gets one more concussion, the league might just not let him play anymore.
Well, that's
because
the thing is, that's how it's hard
now
to build.
now he's a liability.
Yeah, that's why it's hard to build around him because one big hit and he's done.
Yeah, so like it could get to a point where, and what has he had 3 or 4 major concussions where he even he like where he gets like paralyzed, like what they call it, fencing,
yeah.
And so he's had what, 2 or 3 of these episodes?
I think 3.
Yeah, so it comes a point where probably the NFL, as they didn't, let's not forget, the NFL got sued from its former players. And I don't know what, I don't think one of the things we can do is IM. I don't think you can IM me, which is fine. But I think I can IM
Macho, and Macho can put it up.
No, I don't want it. I don't. It's just,
okay.
I'm fine. But you can just blurt out if information that I need. But like, what was the concussion settlement? Well, it was in the billions of dollars, wasn't it?
Yeah, let me see here.
When the former NFL players that are no longer in the league and have been concussed, and they sued $1 billion. Yeah. Now Ty J is a retired. I think he was in the league either 7 or 9 years, and I think Ty J starts getting his NFL pension next year, and it's based on what you put in, and it's going to be a pretty good chunk of change for him. But he said, really, and he got concussed. I mean, Ty J got concussed. He's got CTE, and I don't think he got a dime. So I don't know where this $1 billion that the NFL settled with, where it went. Other than I think Ty J said that they have the former players now have pretty good health care for the rest of their life. I think I could be wrong. Ty J could call in.
That's one of the things it looks like that
a lot of the money went to.
Yeah, the health care.
So if you're the guy from Miami and you've been concussed, quite a few times, that the next time you get concussed, where does the league step in and say, we can't let you play anymore because we are going to be held liable for your brain injury that's non-reversible, that's no longer a concussion. Now you've hurt your brain. Much like, Lemmy, when the doctors dropped you on your head when you came out at 13 pounds.
That's right. That's how it all started, yeah. I mean, how's the legality? They're forcing him to do something so he can't get paid for. So how much does he get compensated for it?
I mean, I don't know. Does the NFL Players Union buy out his contract?
No, if he's medically cleared, there's no way you can stop him at all. And if he's not medically cleared, he can't play. So I don't think there's any forcing retirement upon him. I know,
but what comes a point where,
that's up to him. I think he's past the point of hanging it up, but I'm not a competitor like he is. I'm not that. I wasn't born that way to, disregard my health to, help out my teammates and to win and to make money. So, I mean, I think he's well past the point of having to give this up to help his, health down the line.
So the Buccaneers situation, talking about the Jaguars, as we kind of got down the little bit down of a rabbit hole. Liam Cohen was the offensive coordinator for the Buccaneers, and I guess a very, very highly coveted one and a good one at that. And so it says Liam Cohen was the Jaguars' top choice target in their head coaching position. He was set to interview on Wednesday. Then he withdrew his name. So that was yesterday, correct?
Yep.
Yesterday was
today's Friday.
2 days ago. I'm sorry. The Bucs offered him an extension to become the highest paid coordinator in the league. So, the Bucs caught wind that the Jaguars want him really bad. They're like, my God, he's perfect for us. He's got Baker Mayfield dialed in. We're a playoff caliber team. We don't want this much. We can't lose this dude. So they'd say, hey, listen, we're going to make you the highest paid coordinator in the league. And did you say it was a $4 million deal?
Yeah, it was a 4 and change deal for 3 years.
So that's only like it's like $1.5 million a year, I guess.
It's highest paid coordinator though.
No, that's per year.
Yeah, per year. Yeah, it's per year for 3 years.
1.3, 1.4 million a year.
No. The 4 was for per year. Per year.
Oh, 4
like
per
3
year.
years, $12 million.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's nice.
That's real nice.
Yeah.
The Jaguars bugged out. This is what it actually says. The Jaguars bugged out and fired their general manager. They reached back to Cohen, asking if he'd reconsidered. He hadn't signed the new contract from the Bucs yet. Started talking to the Jaguars again. And now he's at the Jaguars facility to finalize the deal. Meanwhile, he's not returning any of the Bucs phone calls. Liam Cohen tells Bucs he has agreed to a head coaching job with the Jaguars.
Kind of a pussy move.
I read that by the time he let Coach Bowles know that he was going to talk to Jacksonville, that Coach Bowles already knew about it.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, that sucks.
Wow.
I don't blame the guy. I don't. It's a weird situation because they really wanted him badly because they fired their general manager. After they already started going into the hiring cycle and looking for coaches, they decided that they were going to keep their GM and they got rid of him just for this guy. So I don't. You never know when you're going to get a chance to be a head coach. So I don't blame him for taking it. But he did sneak into Jacksonville.
It was sneaky.
He did sneak into Jacksonville without telling the Buccaneers. So
yeah, so meaning like after the Bucs offered him the big, sweetheart deal, he then sneaked up there and started engaging them again after they had fired what I'm assuming he didn't get along with the general manager. They didn't jive. So one of the deal. What the hell is playing here? Oh, I got a free roll here. Stop it. So sorry. Hold on. Oh, thank you. So he probably went up there, interviewed, or just knew of the guy, or
knew of the guy and didn't like
the GM. Jags are like, hey, buddy, we want you so bad, we'll fire this ass bucket of a general manager. And I'm gonna probably have a say. I'm probably gonna think that he might even have a say-so as to who they put in there as a general manager, right?
I would hope so.
All these, listen, the whole NFL is a carousel of people who've worked for each other. I mean, if you look at John Gruden's career, he started out as a quarterbacks coach for Mike Holmgren, in Green Bay. Prior to that, he was like a graduate assistant in various colleges and things like that. So they all stick together. Yeah. I know a guy that, Mike Simmons, Lummy, who was a coach for you.
Yep.
He coached for Jim Levitt at USF.
Yes, he did.
Then he went and got a head coach. Even a lot of these guys got a lot of these graduate assistants and things like that for college. They got to go to the high school level to get their first head coaching job. And so Mike Simmons was an offensive lineman for the Bucs for 3 years. He went to Indiana State with me. Great guy.
Big guy.
Great offensive line coach. Played 3 years with the Bucs, and then I think 1 year in free agency with San Diego, but got hurt in training camp. Had 4 total years in the league. So when his staff dismantled because Levitt's got fired for some real chicken shiz type deal, he got the head coaching job just down the road at Jefferson. Took them to 2 state championships, and then Lummy got on, like, I forget where,
He actually was. I looked it up real quick too. He went to Indiana State. Was the offensive line coach there?
No, that wasn't his first college job. That was like his. He went to UTEP. He went to.
I'm looking at his thing. No. He was there. He was the Indiana State one in 2010, right after USF. Went to North Texas, Eastern Illinois, Northern Iowa, and then UTEP. And then now
I think he went. And then didn't he go to Didn't he go to Eastern Illinois or Western Illinois or
Eastern
something like
Illinois.
that?
Yeah.
There you go.
And then
now he's back in Indiana State.
Exactly.
Right. So when you get an opportunity to get a head coaching job in the NFL, I mean, there's some guys have to start clear in high school to get a head coaching job. So the guy takes the deal. How much does that affect the Bucks?
A lot. Now we got to find an offensive coordinator. And it's going to be a new one.
So is it going to be? So is it going to be a guy that is an established college offensive coordinator? Is it going to be a guy that's already in the league that is, maybe not with as good of a team as Buccaneers, but has a good system? Where do you and Seth think, the next offensive coordinator for the Bucs comes from?
I was talking with. I'm thinking Alex Van Pelt, who was the Patriots offensive coordinator last year. He was fired, but he was the old offensive coordinator when Baker had a pretty good year with the Browns. Other than that, I know it's.
Who wants anything from the Browns?
I'd say bringing Mike McCarthy's big ass.
I wouldn't even take
that.
I wouldn't even take the greenskeeper I wouldn't even take the landscaping crew from the Browns. Let alone the offensive coordinator.
Well, I'm just trying to think. I think they're going to try to go with how Baker feels and keep him comfortable.
I mean,
right now the Bucs are in trouble.
I think Baker runs the team more than the Bucs do.
Oh, I think so too, and I think you're gonna reach out to him and try to say, hey, who are you thinking? He's been around.
PayPal, Venmo, Cash App at the Bubba Army. Greg and Amy Lummy come in with $50 for the Blackout Moonshine.
Oh, thank you.
And Gloria Zach, the Glow Bug, she comes in with $25 for Lasker Fridays. Thank you so very much. Appreciate you, as I am remotely live from my fifth wheel trailer in Ocala, Florida. We've already burned up an hour and a half.
That's right.
No problems.
We're working. No problems. No disconnect problems. No nothing.
Nope.
Now, is this real?
It's real.
Is this a real seafood company?
Yeah, Fulton Fish Market. It's
Now you're formerly a fish market guy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. No. It's Fulton Fish Market. It's a big company. And
what? I mean, you think this is No, I mean
it's.
You think it's a $25,000 endorsement deal and all the free crab legs?
He's probably getting a ton of crab legs. I think Jameis is a douchebag, but this is a pretty good.
Jameis Winston, who obviously was the number one overall pick for the Buccaneers. I don't know what year it was. He was here 4 years. He just never panned out. He's never panned out in the league. He just never has. He's good.
Yeah.
He sometimes has flashes of brilliance, but, he'll throw 30 touchdowns, but he'll also throw 30 interceptions, 5 of which are pick sixes.
That's right.
So, I mean, he's just very erratic. He'll eat his fingers saying that they're a W. He's just, I don't know. And one of the things that he's most noted for is when he was at Florida State University, he got caught stealing Alaskan king crab legs from Publix. Now, he really didn't steal them, but he did. What happened is he had a friend that worked at Publix, and the guy would just bag the crab legs up and give them to Winston, and they just wouldn't charge him. He would just go through buy like a candy bar and a Coke or something like that, and then he did slide the crab legs right on through the deal.
Yep.
So it is stealing, but it's not, sticking them down your pants and being real shady. It's more like corporate stealing. Well, he got in trouble for that, and everybody, just thought that he was, kind of a scumbag and everything. And now this fish company who sells Alaskan king crab legs has hired him to be his their endorser. Here's a spot from Instagram.
Jameis here. As you make your plans for the big game, go right now to get a pound of free crab legs with a purchase of $250 or more from Filton Fish Market, an official partner.
I mean, you got to spend $250 just to get the legs?
Yeah, crab legs.
That ain't hard to do if you're having a party.
Yeah.
Of SFC. So go now to
stolen.
FultonFishMarket.com/free crab.
Like I used to do.
What's up?
What do you mean, like you used to do?
Well, him. I'm saying it for him.
Yeah, Jameis used
Oh, for him.
Yeah.
Let me play. Let me play one more time. Let me just play one more time.
It's so just the way it's his
Yeah.
cadence.
Yeah, I know he really puts it over too, right? I mean, like it's a big time Chevrolet,
Dude.
like it's a Patrick Mahomes State Farm deal, right?
I know this
like
isn't
he's really into it.
Yeah, I know this isn't a massive, like you said, State Farm deal, but you don't really see a ton of backup quarterbacks getting commercials and endorsements. Like I think he had a Popeyes or I'm not being racist. I think he had a Popeyes or a KFC one or something like
He
that.
had a Popeyes one.
Yeah, recently as well.
The Fulton Fish Market in New York. So it's like the farmers market. It's a biggest like.
Is it kind of like is it like the Omaha Steaks of seafood?
No, because they just got it. Like the Fulton Fish Market is a I don't know. 500,000 square foot warehouse where these people come in, these companies come in, they buy little spaces, almost like a flea market, but they're there. They pay
almost
premium spot.
Almost like it's literally a market.
It's
where
a market, yeah.
The fishermen come in, and one guy may have grouper, and the other guy might have salmon, and one guy might have crab legs. Next guy's got shrimps.
Kind of, but there's all little companies all through these little spots, and they're always fighting for like the best spot and also the best fish. So
now hold on.
Very
Now,
competitive.
do you get roll up in there like Gene Lasker and finds out who owns the warehouse and put a little pressure on them to have the best spot?
Yeah, there was I think like 10, 12 years ago, there was a couple guys killed over a couple of spots.
Just on the spot deal.
Yeah.
Gene, it's like parking in the pits. If you're a jobber, you get parked way in the back. But if you're Gene Lasker, you park right there in turn 2, right by the entrance.
All right. Well, they should know who they were dealing with.
That's right.
Yeah. I mean, when we used to pull into East Bay, Gene had his own. That really was, but nobody knew to park where Gene parked.
Nobody parked there. I didn't drive into their trailer.
Well, if somebody did, and if
Park
somebody
there.
did,
right.
If
Don't
somebody
park in my
did park
spot.
in Gene's spot, he would just drive into their trailer.
It's not like I'm going to miss a night.
Did I ever tell you? Let me just play it one more time.
What's up, y'all? Jameis here. As you make your plans for the big game, go right now to get a pound of free crab legs with a purchase of $250 or more from Filton Fish Market, an official partner of SFC. So go now to FultonFishMarket.com/free crab. What's up, y'all?
Hold on here. Now let me with
He's
with
an
Fulton.
ugly dude.
No, he's not. He's a very attractive man.
What?
I mean, he's a good-looking
He
dude.
looks like a donkey.
Let's not. He looks like a donkey.
The donkey
Kinda.
from Shrek. The donkey from Shrek.
The donkey from Shrek, don't he? The talking one?
So, let me like the Fulton
Seriously.
Fish Market.
Yeah.
Now, is it open to the public, or
Yes.
is it just like?
No, it's open to the public.
But do also restaurants?
Oh yeah, that's where all the big,
that.
all
I
the
gotta
big
think,
time
like, all
restaurants go there and pick it up. And now a lot of those guys have trucks, so they deliver. But the big time restaurants, all the high end restaurants, their chefs will get there in the morning.
Their
They'll
chefs
pick
probably
out the
go
fish.
there.
Yeah,
their chefs
yeah.
probably go down there and hand select.
Correct.
Like Nobu
Yep, yeah.
and these really big ones. They'll go. Their fish will be a day old. Like,
Exactly, and they go inspect the fish. They touch it, and they can touch it. And they go, I want that one, and they want one, and that one, and then the trucks will deliver it. So,
well, here's the thing, Gene. Have I ever taken you over to Salt Rock Grill or Island Way Grill?
Oh, yeah, once before.
Yeah, the one thing like Frank Chevis is would Frank Chevis in the Tampa Bay area be considered kind of the fish godfather?
yes,
As
yeah,
far as
yeah.
I think he's got 12 boats, and he has now the thing about you can have 12 boats all you want, but you got to have 12 fishing permits. It's the permits, right, Lummy? That enables you to buy. Enables you to.
It's the quotas for the fish. Like a lot of the
like you and
grouper.
I just couldn't go out, Lummy, on a commercial fishing boat with no license and hook, 50 grouper and go down to the restaurants and sell them, you have to have a permit.
Well, yeah, but I mean, those are bandit boats, or we'd be a bandit boat. We could until we got caught, and then we get our ass kicked by the fishermen, or like a guy like Frank Chavez or Gibby would find
Shoot
us, and they take
Well, here's
us
the
out.
thing: isn't there old school Florida law? And I think it's still on the books. And this is right down Gene Lasker's. This might make Gene want to start crabbing. But if you go to your crab trap and somebody is stealing crabs out of your crab trap, I think old Florida law has it that you can shoot them.
It's your property.
Well, you can shoot them on the water,
it's your property.
I think that there's because obviously probably one of the very first industries in Florida was the seafood fishing industry, right?
Yes.
Just naturally by the ocean that we're all but one side of our state's covered by ocean. So fishing is a huge industry for Florida. Whereas Frank Chavez has 12 boats, 12 fishing permits. So he's always got 6 boats out and 6 boats in, and then a couple boats getting maintenance and things like that. But let me don't these guys stay out like 3 days?
Yeah, most of the those kind of boats.
And one boat might be shrimping, and one boat might be fishing for grouper, and one boat might be fishing for hogfish.
Yeah, snapper.
And so
stuff like
if you go to any of Frank Chavez's seafood places around Tampa, he owns Salt Rock Tavern, he owns Island Way, he owns the original Salt Rock. I think he has 11 restaurants, Lummy. If you get fish or any type of seafood from any of Frank Chavez's place,
they're minimum 3 days old.
That fish was caught by Frank's crew, and it was never frozen. It wasn't from a wholesaler that came on a big truck. It was caught, from his guys. And I think, is there a big difference in taste and freshness when it's not flash frozen, sent to Cheney Brothers, sitting in their warehouse for a couple weeks, then trucked on down to Sarasota, and then thawed. I mean, and the fish could be.
But even if it was caught on a boat, there's other boats that go out for 14 days and they're there for 2 weeks. They're out in the middle of the grounds for 2 weeks, and by the time they get maybe to a Cheney or a Cisco, you're still about a week out there, so you're at 21 days, and by the time it gets to the restaurant and processed and touched, you could be up to 24 days by the time the fish was off the boat.
The one you ate off of Frank Chavez's place is 3 days old.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
You can't go wrong there.
No, you cannot. When we return, we'll talk about the Bill Belichick contract from North Carolina. And then we got to start breaking some of this Trump stuff down. Gene, are you familiar with some of the stuff that Trump signed into law?
Nope, not one thing.
Not one thing. That's going to be excellent.
I'm just glad he's here.
He signed something to do with Martin Luther King. He signed something to do with affirmative action. He signed something to do with the abolishing.
It was Martin Luther King the other day, and JD, my black guy that works for me, he works on Martin Luther King. He said, I need to make my money. And so...
Well, that should be a paid day off from him, Gene.
Well, that's what I said to him. I told him I'd pay him, and he said, no, he's working. So I bought
Gene, hold on.
Where'd you get him?
Hold on. Gene said, the African-American who works for me, I offered to give him the day off. He said, I don't want to, and so I bought him chicken. For lunch. That's not stereotyping at all, Gene.
He likes
but
it.
I do.
I like it.
So I like fried chicken.
I bought
too.
lunch.
What's my favorite fried chicken is probably the extra crispy at Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Perfect.
Yeah,
that's mine.
And the coleslaw and the mashed potato gravy and the corn.
But all Popeyes, man, their red beans and rice are strong.
Yeah.
Seth, are you a chicken guy?
Oh yeah,
a fried chicken guy.
Oh, of course.
No,
Chick-fil-A 24/7.
I don't think
there you go.
Chick-fil-A
Do you eat chicken?
is overrated.
Oh yeah, I eat chicken.
But I ate Chick-fil-A the other day, and it was pretty good.
Yeah, oh yeah. Pickled brine.
Nothing beats Culver's, man. Love me some Culver's.
Man, they're fish. They're cod, flaky.
Oh. Love me next week when I'm...
A lot to Long John Silver's.
Remember old Long John Silver's and you'd ask for Crispies?
Oh,
the little batter drippings.
Mm-hmm.
Is Long John Silver's even around anymore?
Yeah, there's one down in Oldsmore.
Yeah, they're still around.
There's one on Fowler, but it's split up with a Taco Bell.
Yeah.
So you get a Taco Bell and a fish sandwich and a Long John Silver's fish. You have the best of both worlds.
So you get a taco and a fish sandwich.
That's right.
That'd be great.
Right. Let me go to words. Coming back with all the stuff that with the Trump stuff. He signed a lot of things into law yesterday, some of which really were pretty cool. I really like the transparency, and I'm excited with the bill that he signed with regards to opening up the sealed FBI report on the JFK assassination
and RFK,
and both of the Kennedys. Do you think there's going to be some effery in there? I mean, do you think we're going to find something that we're like that Americans are going to be like, oh my God, for real?
We're going to find out if there was more than one shooter.
The plane crash.
What?
Didn't one of the Kennedys die in a plane crash?
Gene Lasker, world knowledge. Yeah. Gene Lasker,
right?
What's the question? Yes, one of the Kennedys. Hold on.
So is that the one that opening up on him too? That
hold on. Gene. One of the Kennedys did die in a plane crash. Do you know which Kennedy that was?
No, one of them.
Okay, one of them. And do you know? Was he a president?
No, he wasn't a president. He was the son of the president, I think.
There you go. See, we're getting it all together. Yeah. Right. There you go. Gene Lasker.
But the president did get killed.
The president. Well, a lot of people believe that we indeed did kill John F. Kennedy.
Right. Because the two following FBI guys that jog along behind the Lincoln, they were nowhere to be seen while he got shot in the back of the head.
Yeah, didn't do it. Now, Gene, just with your opinion, do you believe that there was a lone gunman, and do you know who that guy's name was?
No.
Okay. And do you believe that there was one gunman from the book depository?
No, I believe the FBI shot him just standing there on the road.
All right, there you go. I think Gene, Seth, tell the two black guys, no conspiracy show for you. We got the Gene Lasker conspiracy show.
Deal.
Back with all that when we continue. It's the Bubba Radio Network.
Want to listen to the show on demand and on the go? Enlist today at BubbaArmyHQ.com. Sign up and start listening. The Bubba the Love Sponge show will be back after this.
This is the best of Bubba. Stuff we randomly picked out to fill your needs while Bubba is out of town. Thanks for your continued support.
Broadcasting live from the Aquabedo studios.
Aquabedo.com/Bubba.
It's the Bubba the Love Sponge show.
BubbaArmyHQ.com. One-stop shopping, everything you need. Bubba-wise, from all of our... From old to new podcasts and old to new complete shows. It's got a search engine on there, so if you're looking for something specifically, if you wanted to, every time Stormy Daniels was on this show, type in Stormy Daniels, boom, it'll get it to you.
Almost.
Such a dick. And Seth, he's your guy. And he's kind of really turned on you today. Very aggressive.
This is what you get. You voted for this.
I didn't vote for this.
Well, maybe should we take an inner show vote as to whether Brian is getting too irritating? We need to let him go.
I say we assassinate him.
I think I'm just going to at least cancel the Blizzard today. I've been hurt enough.
Yeah.
Brian just already put himself in it. He said, I'm in a different tax bracket. I'm better than you.
I didn't say I'm better than you. You said I was crying liberal tears since January 20th.
And then you said, well, I'm rich now, and Trump's going to make me richer, and you're going to be paying more taxes.
I said, I'm not the one crying. I have no need to cry.
All right.
My life's been great since 1982.
I'll tell you, two people that are crying are the two people that are, thousands. How many thousands of miles? To my understanding, the International Space Station is just
right outside the atmosphere where space starts.
T-shirt
it's
well,
not outer
$20,
space.
Babyface Thursday.
Woo!
T-shirt well.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Babyface Brigade, mountain up.
So, but I mean, it's not like the moon. Isn't the moon like 10 times further than where these guys really are?
You can fit every planet in our solar system in between us and the moon. That's how far away it is.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So are you kind of a space nerd a little bit?
Yeah,
growing up to where when you grow up in Volusia County and you've watched, you can literally look out your back door and see every launch. From the what was it, Challenger?
The Challenger
blew
was
up?
39 years ago this week. It exploded, and it was the first big news story because I was in first grade. They took us out to see the launch because they had a teacher going up on the rocket.
Right.
She was doing the lesson plans for all the classes and stuff. And they took us out there, and it blew up, right in front of our eyes. And the teachers, they sent us home for the day.
For the day?
Yeah, because they had to bring in grief counselors because we were
soft.
Well,
Yeah.
I understand that, but I mean, we saw that. I saw it explode with my own eyes.
I was in college. I was at Jones Hall, hanging out with my buddy. I was supposed to be in class. If I remember right, it was like 11 or 12 at noon, or I forget what time it was. Do you remember, Tuttle, what time it was?
It was early morning
Yeah,
because
it was early. It was before 10 a.m.
and
it was like 9:30 or something.
Hardest freeze that this state had ever had.
Even harder than we just most recently had.
I mean,
it was 11:39 a.m.
Yeah, there you go. I knew.
Bubba nailed it, man. You are a savant.
Thank
dude.
you. Thank
you.
you
are a savant.
Thank you. I knew it because you know why? I was going to my buddy because lunch opened up at 11:30.
Bubba Bay sit around
Hold
food.
on, for real. Listen, I'm just gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna tell you what happened. How I saw the Challenger. So lunch opened up at 11:30. I was in Jones Hall. I lived in room 513. And so my buddy lived a little. I think he lived in 520. And I had 11 o'clock class, but I skipped it because I was like, I skipped all my classes. I hate going to class. So college wasn't for me. I can't sit down in a classroom and listen to a teacher tell me something. I just can't. That was before the internet. I was keeping myself busy. Let me just, masturbating and go to the weight room and taking steroids. So I remember walking down to my buddy and saying, "Hey, it 11:25, in our dorm room, there were 4 dormitories kind of built in a quad, and in the middle of it, if you can picture this, the middle of all 4 dormitories was the cafeteria. And the cafeteria was badass. It was old school cafeteria kind of deal. Good food, really good food. You know how they call it the freshman 15?
Yep.
Where you can gain 15 pounds because the food is just so good at
Freshman
college.
45.
Yeah, appreciate it. But thank you,
Beefing up
Brian.
for the offensive line.
The freshman 45, a lot of it was steroids. So anyway, I go down to my buddy's room at 11:25, and I go, "Hey, you ready to go down to lunch?" He goes, "Hey, give me a few minutes. I gotta do something." He had to do something. So he has the TV on. He has his little TV on. And so I just sit down on his bunk bed waiting for him to get ready. And next thing you know, it flashes across the screen, the Columbia disaster.
Challenger.
I'm sorry, the Challenger disaster. And they're like, "Oh, my God, we got to watch this." So we watched it for an hour. And lunch closed at 1 o'clock. I'm like, "Listen, dude, we can sit here and watch him do all this footage and stuff, but we're going to miss lunch if we don't get down there." Of course, I didn't miss a lunch.
Do you know that there supposedly is the cockpit audio that they really did not die when it exploded?
No, they actually, the cockpit separated from the explode. They did not die from the explosion. They died upon impact
of the ocean.
And they didn't have a parachute system where the cockpit would detach and then they would parachute down. And I don't know if they've developed that since, or if I don't know.
They have emergency protocols now with Elon sending people up.
So how high did it get when it exploded?
It was not that up. So they get up a certain part, and then they tell them to throttle up or whatever. So they're hitting max Q. And once that did, that's what caused all the extra pressure, and it was from a blown out O-ring.
Right.
From the
30-cent O-ring that had frozen.
Yep.
And cracked, and allowed the fuel to get into I don't know.
Do you know that there's a documentary on Netflix?
I watched
it. You will get so angry.
I watched it because it was almost like NASA. They were told by the rocket people, do not launch.
Yep.
Do not launch. The people that make the rocket boosters, they would have to, the protocol would be, they would have to get them on the phone along with the head of NASA, and they would have to all agree, okay, we're going to, and hadn't that launch been scrubbed?
Yes.
Like 4 times before?
Yeah, bad weather. It was a clear day. And this one guy, remember they had a guy on there that was covering the citrus industry because it was so cold. And they were like, hey, we want you to go cover the launch. And he was one of the main guys there.
And so, morning of the launch, the rocket people are telling the government, we're scrubbing it. And I think the government or NASA said,
we got to do it for the taxpayers.
Well, they threatened to not do business with these rocket launcher people anymore if they didn't, co-sign on. So they internally made these memos and stuff prior to the launch. Internally, the rocket launch company had internally kind of documented that they're not for this. They're kind of being coerced and forced into signing off on this launch. So that was part of the United States government did a big, like a warn, like they did for the John F. Kennedy. They did a big investigation kind of deal. And did you send it to me?
Well, I sent you what the transcript is. I'm trying to find the audio, but if you scroll down, you kind of see toward the end where it says loss of all data.
Oh, is this you mean like as they're going up?
Yeah.
I don't want to read it.
Have you ever seen, they have a POV, they had a camera on what would be the dash of the space shuttle. So you actually get to see what it's like inside one of those when it launches.
Did they have one on this one?
No, they did not, no.
All right. So here's Trump. He asked his boy Elon, "Can you go get the people up?" This would, Brian. I mean, you're right down the middle, and you're MAGA Matroni, but you're really not. But you are fair. You're fair.
Yeah.
If Trump does something cool or good or a good PR move, you'll say, yeah, it's a pretty good move.
I'm not going to sit here and blame Trump for the bird flu that's killing off the chickens and getting rid of eggs.
That's Biden's fault.
But hold on. But I'm also not going to blame Biden. If you're going to be intellectually honest, that's nothing that can put anybody's tab. You can't put on any. No president's going to be responsible for what this bird flu.
Right.
So you're intellectually going to be honest. Would you not say that if Trump can pull this off with Elon and get these guys back, that would be a great PR move?
It's great. Not just great PR. I'm sure the two people in space want to come home.
Well, no, I know, but I'm just saying, I'm the only guy that really cared about the astronauts, so I went and got my friend, and he got him out. Sleepy Joe didn't care, didn't hold Boeing responsible, nothing like that. I got him back.
This morning, a new plan potentially being put in motion.
I mean, you could see Trump doing that, right? I mean, absolutely.
To bring home those American astronauts who've been on the International Space Station for nearly 8 months.
I wonder if they're doing it.
Yeah.
I mean,
they have done research, though.
Research. I'm talking about vaginal and penile research.
Yes. No, I mean, yes, they've definitely have done sex experiments
with each other.
Not these two, but it's been done.
No, but he's saying these two are banging. It's been 8 months.
I mean, I don't know if I know you're probably married to significant others here on Earth, but I mean,
It's longer than initially planned. NBC's Christine Romans joins us with the details on this one. Christine, this got a lot of people talking this morning.
It really, really did. Look, good morning. President Trump is asking Elon Musk's SpaceX.
Elon, send up one of your rocket ships and get the people back immediately.
To bring back 2 American astronauts earlier than scheduled from the International Space Station. They've been stuck on that space station since June. Remember, after those problems with their Boeing Starliner capsule. This was in a post on Truth Social
Now, will Boeing?
They're done. They're selling off all their stuff after this.
Will they still stay in the? Will they still stay in the making of regular airplane business?
See,
they're just not going to. They're out of space.
This is aerospace.
Hey, it looks like Elon's got a Bubba Army shirt on.
I know it did look like that.
Somebody doctor that up for me.
So, but no, that on top of the door blowing out.
Now, can the government, fine them or, like penalize them for this?
I mean,
or can the government could the government make them pay the expenses?
It's probably in the contract, that they sign with them to do it. There may be some sort of insurance policy or it would be contractual. I don't think there would be anything.
Where the government says if we have to go up and get them, you have to pay the tab. It's like almost paying attorney fees.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
The other thing is now Bezos is in the commercial flight game now, and
Bezos is in the space game.
Yeah, so now they're worried that there's going to be a Space Jam, not the movie, at the launches at KSC. There's not enough.
Are they going to have to build more launch pads? Maybe
they are going to have to,
because that's a money making thing for the government, right? I mean,
Oh yeah.
I mean, usually we are losing money, but if we can make money.
Tonight, President Trump said he asked Elon Musk and SpaceX to, quote, go get the 2 astronauts who he says, quote, have been virtually abandoned in space by the Biden administration.
Of course, got to blame Biden on it.
Trump adding,
it was Biden's fault that Boeing had a faulty design. I know it was. It just was. Sleepy Joe doesn't know anything.
Elon will soon be on his way. Good luck, Elon. In a post then on X, hours earlier, Musk confirming that he and SpaceX will do so. NASA announced plans last month to return both astronauts, Sonny Williams and Butch Wilmore, no earlier than late March aboard a SpaceX capsule, which is docked at the ISS right now. But they aren't leaving right now because NASA's plan is to fly a new crew to the space station to replace them. So President Trump is essentially trying to speed up that timeline for a plan that's already in place, but then place blame on the Biden administration here.
So then, I mean, what has this experience been like? They've talked publicly about this with the astronauts.
This is a long time. I mean, for most of us, Earthlings, this is a long time. But their original mission was supposed to last just over a week. It turned into months.
1 week.
Yeah.
1 week.
Do you know that these two are going to have a lot of issues when they come back?
Health issues.
Yeah, because atrophy.
Hold on, health issues?
Yeah, but
muscle atrophy, zero gravity. Think about it. Whenever you walk, you're resisting. Right? There's a little
every step's a rep for my fat ass.
Every step's a rep. Right. And they have no steps.
Seth goes out walking every day after the show, staying in shape.
Yeah, so that's a big thing. Do you know that there's 2 identical twin astronauts that they did this experiment with? They sent one up and he stayed, I think, 14 months in space, and then they left his identical twin on Earth to be able to compare how much.
I don't know this. Tuttle is a space nerd, is he not? And what was was the guy on Earth the incredible?
Well, they're here now. One was me and one was Lummy. I was stuck in space. Lummy stayed on Earth.
There was a bunch of and your organs. There's issues with organs and stuff because
Now, Brian, could they?
Yeah, gravity on your digestive system.
No. Could they sue Boeing, or do you think that they had to sign all kinds of paperwork?
I'm sure that there's an assumption of risk that this is something that they know could happen,
right? Including blowing up as soon as like the Challenger did.
Yeah, well, now that's different than
But you're not flying these rockets.
Did the Challengers family get compensated at all?
I'm sure they got thrown some money.
Well, what do you think about they had a contest to get a civilian to fly up in the Challenger, and the person that came, I think Chrissy McCullough was second, and the first person, I guess they kind of passed on with some other stuff. She got bumped up, and she was the one that ended up dying.
Well, I think the other person had maybe some health, they weren't physically cleared to do it, I think, if I recall, but I'm not certain.
Checking back live with the Channel 4 NBC affiliate in D.C. to see if there's any new updates.
I mean, a helicopter lives in that space, but a jetliner that's its most critical stage, and you're at your most busy stage. So he's on a final, and he's coming in. There's not a instrument approach to runway 3.
Oh, no.
Oh, man.
So they don't want us to know the truth, Bubba.
That happened with the collision of these aircrafts.
Who's this?
We know that includes families from across our region, as well as in Kansas
medical
and across
director
the country.
At a hospital.
This morning, we all share in a profound sense of grief. I do want to thank the first responders who acted quickly last night who ran towards danger.
The mayor of DC.
Went into a very frigid.
The mayor of DC?
Yes.
And have worked throughout the night.
Seems like all Democratic urban areas have African-American females as mayors.
Didn't they used to have Mayor Barry?
Yeah, he was doing
cokehead?
he was no crack.
And those teams have worked.
Got busted doing crack in a hotel room while he was the acting mayor.
Conditions.
Yeah, but they set
and got
him
away
up.
with it.
Them
They
for
set
their
him up.
heroic efforts. So we'll have several updates today. I'm first going to turn to the Secretary of Transportation, Sean Duffy, and then you will hear directly from Chief John Donnelly with a situational update.
All right, this guy's what from the...
Thank you, Mayor. Again, Sean
NTSB?
Duffy here, Secretary of Transportation. We wish we were gathering for different purposes today. I just want to let you know that the Department of Transportation, the FAA, along with the White House, President Trump, local, state, and federal partners, all working together on this incident in unison. I couldn't be prouder of this team that's been assembled.
I'm assuming everybody in the helicopter died too. I'm assuming. How many people were in the helicopter?
Three.
Of all of you, and some of you have reported this, but last night, if you live in the D.C. area, you would know that this was a clear night last night. The helicopter was in a standard pattern.
All right, here we go.
If you live in the D.C. area, you'll see helicopters up and down.
So this is really I think he's really going to lay it out for us.
Seen oftentimes when you live in D.C. This was a standard flight pattern last night as well. The American airline flight coming into land was in a standard flight pattern as it was coming into DCA. So this was not unusual with a military aircraft flying the river and aircraft landing at DCA. And again, if you live in the area, you'll see that frequently with those two aircraft working.
All right, so they both were, doing, I guess, in standard protocol.
As you
one coming in and descending and landing, and the other one, maneuvering around. The helicopter
of the American airline plane was inverted. It's been located in 3 different sections. It's in about waist deep water. So that recovery is going to go on today as that recovery takes place of the fuselage of the aircraft. NTSB is going to.
Man, can you imagine waist deep water and you're, bumping into bodies and body parts and
American people? I would just say that safety is our expectation. Everyone who flies in American skies expects that we fly safely, that when you depart an airport, you get to your destination. That didn't happen last night. And I know that President Trump, his administration, the FAA, the DOT, we will not rest until we have answers for the families and for the flying public. You should be assured that when you fly, you're safe. Thank you.
That'll be a Super Bowl commercial for Delta.
Somebody in the chat had said this, but I ended up looking it up just to confirm. Several members of the U.S. figure skating team were on board.
Yeah, that
and the 2 Russian, they were the world champions.
Yeah, so Tanya Harding is definitely behind this.
She was driving the Blackhawk?
She was definitely.
Kerrigan, turn a heel.
She hired somebody.
No, it was Tanya Harding.
It was Tanya Harding. She was about to make a comeback, man.
Her cousin was actually the pilot for the Huey that went into her. What kind of was it? A Black Hawk?
Yes.
It was a Black Hawk.
Mm-hmm.
All right. More. We'll do. I got just a plethora of information to talk about with regards to this mid-air collision that looks like it killed everybody. In fact, including I think air traffic control audio.
Yes.
We have that as well. We'll do it next.
If you want 24/7 on-demand Bubba and the crew, go to BubbaArmyHQ.com.
Right now.
The Bubba the Love Sponge show will be back after this.
Now, back to the best of Bubba. If you haven't noticed we left, then please disregard this message.
Broadcasting live from the Aquabito Studios. Aquabito.com/Bubba. It's the Bubba the Love Sponge show.
The 54th annual Winter Nationals.
Winter Nationals.
They kick off tonight at Bubba Raceway Park, Ocala Speedway. It is the UMP Modifieds, probably 40 to 50 of those, and probably 60 to 70 street stocks in the King of the Streets. If you'd want to watch these festivities along with Lucas late model late models in 2 weeks, and in 3 weeks, the non-wing 410 USAC sprint cars. Go to flowracing.com. I wish I had a promo code. I need to get with them, Lummy, and see if I can get a promo code.
Yeah.
Flowracing.com. For some of the inner cities, or I should say larger urban cities of America, Philadelphia, Detroit, Chicago, Los Angeles. In fact, I think every one of those has a female African-American mayor. I don't know who the mayor of Detroit is.
Well, Chicago, I don't think anymore. I think
That's right. That Lori Lightfoot left.
Yeah. Beetlejuice left. They got a guy now.
Beetlejuice left. The guy's worse than Beetlejuice.
Yeah,
supposedly.
I hear a black woman is in charge of New Orleans. I think maybe.
I think there's a black woman in charge of New Orleans. I think there's a black woman in charge of Los Angeles, and I know for a fact there's a African American woman in charge of Philadelphia, and she's so excited about her Eagles making it to the hosting the NFC Championship game, that while having a rally, she made sure that she spelled out the Eagles.
Oh yeah,
and got the fans going.
Let me hear you all say E-L-G-S-E-S.
E-L-G-S-E-S. Elgies. It's Elxis. Elxis.
J-T-S-E. Jets.
Let me hear you all say E-L-G-S-E-S. Eagles.
Dude, I think the people behind her spell it the same way. Like,
of course, you go
with
along with the leader. Would you? If Bubba was misspelling something, we'd all chant it along.
What?
I said if Bubba was misspelling something, we'd all actively chant along.
The hell you don't. You guys would be so far up my ass it'd be pathetic. Be like, hey, dumbass.
I got your back, Bubba.
I can't call you a dumbass.
Let's go for the Bears.
I can't call her a dumbass.
B-A-E-R-E-S. Bears is.
Let me hear you all say.
Maybe this is what's wrong with these cities.
If there's not 100 ELGSES signs
should be shirts.
at the game, I will be so disappointed.
But that almost supports her.
Let's go ELGSES.
Let me hear y'all say.
E-L-G-S-E-S.
Actually,
the cop.
The Washington Commodores, the Washington Commanders, their fans should say, "Your mayor's so stupid that this is how you spell Eagles."
But look at the cop who looks like Mike Tirico, man. He starts to look around.
He's like, "Am I the only one hearing this?"
There you go.
Let me hear you all say E-L-G-S-E-S.
He's like,
Eagles.
He actually spells it right.
He does.
Yeah.
He says
If you
A.
watch him, he spells it right. He goes E-A.
In her defense, it was very cold out. It's hard to spell in the cold. That's why they don't do the spelling bees outside. It's hard to spell in the cold.
Before she goes up, her rat or Lummy, because they were whispering things to me during BARP, like, don't forget to merge crick. They go, Your Honor, or Mayor, it's E-A-G-E, it's E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles.
I know.
You reminded me.
I know how to spell it.
At BARP, it reminded me you were like Selena Myers on Veep, and everybody's whispering stuff.
I know
in your
it
ear
was.
through the whole entire-
I actually told Seth that on Monday. I said I felt like the girl from Veep because I was just my handlers were just whispering
Gary.
things. Don't forget about the Two Black Guys podcast. Don't forget about the new ones. The new people. Get those in there.
Don't forget Rhett.
Don't forget
Colton,
Rhett. Don't
Bubba.
forget Rhett. Don't forget Colton and Pat. Don't forget Lasker. Let me tell you something. It's Gene Lasker, and I helped two black guys up on the stage and didn't get no credit for it.
I didn't even kick him.
Let me hear you all say E-L-G-S-E-S.
Yeah, the police guy's dead on. Spells it dead on. Not old girl.
He does look like Mike Tirico,
Let me
though.
hear you all say E-L-G-S-E-S.
I'm telling you right now, man, if the Eagles lose, the city of Philadelphia, as hardcore as they are, will blame her for it.
Do you think they're greasing up the light poles already?
Oh, yeah.
She's a fan
well,
of the
I know
Elxis.
greasing up the light poles would be a direct order from the mayor, and I don't know that she's that smart. She may say, man, South Street and all the every town has like an Ybor City. Every town does. Every town has a entertainment district, and that's where a lot of those celebrations go on because that's where all the bars are and things like that. And the last time the Eagles won the Super Bowl, what was it, in 16? Is that 18?
I think it was 18.
18. I don't know who the mayor was, but he ordered for the light poles and all the stoplight poles and all the
Crisco
to be. I think they used axle grease.
Yeah, they used axle grease.
So because that's even like I can wash a little Crisco off my coat. I can't wash just straight axle grease off my coat. So they axle greased up all of the poles, and they had nobody climbing poles.
Do you think they guard the Rocky statue by those stairs? Because everybody's partying there as well.
No,
too.
that's so far away from. Yeah, that's clear out. That's different, I think. I don't now. And is the new Eagle Stadium out by where the Rocky statue is where the Flyers and the 76ers play? That's where the Rocky statue is.
Okay, so the football stadium's a little
I
bit
think,
out.
unless they got it at the stairs of that big monument that he ran.
That's where they got it, at the steps he runs up during the movie.
But
the Rocky statue to Lincoln Financial Field is 7.1 miles.
Oh, yeah.
Not as the crow flies. I don't know what it is as the crow flies.
Yeah, I don't think a guy goes, man, I'm here at the stadium and I want to run 7 miles just so I can, jump on top of the Rocky deal.
Yeah, it's pretty far.
Yeah.
So it looks like the last mayor in 2023, which was a different mayor, Jim Kenney, he greased him up even during the NFC Championship game.
Yeah.
And it doesn't look like this one's doing that.
They're not grease. She can't even spell right. You think she can spell grease? She probably can't even spell grease. Grease.
GLSES, the polls.
She probably spelled a country.
Are these DEI hires if they're voted for?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, I just didn't know.
I don't think so. The DEI is over, at least for 4 years.
More like DIE.
Yeah, DEI is DIE. And I'm all for that, man. I'm all for, man, hire the most qualified person for that job.
Or the hottest person, right? That's how we used to do things.
I think you got to probably get away from that. That could still have some legs with regards to getting yourself in trouble.
Yeah.
But, nobody's going to get in trouble nowadays now. I mean, now we don't have specific, like the FBI had a DEI division. And so was that a division within DEI that went to major corporations and would look at their hires and who was working there and make a determination that X amount of the new hires were not done under DEI practices? Like what was the division of the DEI within the FBI's role, Brian?
I don't know.
Like, I mean, did they go to Meta?
I have no clue. I don't think they were going to
say,
private employers. I don't think that the
I'm just
FBI
saying.
was
So,
doing that.
what was the DEI division within the FBI? What was its role? Was it to monitor all hires within the FBI? Or was it to
probably
bird dog other corporations that didn't, DEI?
I don't think so.
I think it was more of a self-policing of its own agents.
That would be
That's
my
what it
guess.
says. That's what it says.
But let's be honest,
DEI initiatives and
here's the
efforts
deal,
within
man.
the FBI.
With the FBI, arguably, a very important division for our security. I have been questioned by them. Brian's been grilled by them. They're really not good people.
There's certain jobs that you should keep the standards for. I'm okay with laxing the standards to get some new, fresh blood and perspective in some places. But if a fireman can't carry, the 150 pounds on his back or her back that they need to, you don't get hired just because we need more women or Hispanics or
some jobs,
amputees in our department.
Some jobs call for some specifics, whether it's physicality or intellect or something that not everybody possesses.
Like a pilot, they're discriminating against blind people by not allowing them to be pilots. I think we're good. I think we're good on that. I don't think that's an area that we need.
I don't think
equality.
United needs to get a DEI program.
Is radio good for DEI? Because let's be honest, you're getting rid of me if you could get a gay black man in here.
No, let's be honest. Radio is in trouble regardless of who they're replacing you with. I just told Seth this yesterday. I get like these Radio Insider newsletters that I because I try to pay attention. I've been in radio for 40 years. It's my industry, so I try to keep up on what's happening and things like that. And Cumulus, which is the second Cumulus, which the second or
largest,
second or third. I know it's iHeart. I think Odyssey, and then Cumulus. Cumulus is now, if you were a morning man or I should say a morning show, or you're a midday show or an afternoon drive show, which Seth has been a part of all, and a lot of times as the host and maybe even a co-host, you'll have a contract that lays out ratings bonuses.
Cumulus is number 3.
Cumulus is number 3.
Yes.
So you have a ratings bonus structure. And it can be structured several different ways, but it's usually structured either from a ratings ranking where you rank first, second, third is usually the high. They only usually pay first, second, or third. Or it can go by a share. Now, it's very rare that they go by a share. Usually it's just by rankings. It's way easier to determine who's in first, second, and third than to say that you have, a 5-6 share compared to a 6-2 share. So it's easier just to pay the talent based on your ranking, first, second, and third. And then they can fragment that up and get more specific into, the way the ratings are determined for talent and the way they get paid with regards to a bonus is they lay out a specific demographic which your station, like for instance, if Seth is with me right now, our demographic would be 25-54. But when Seth was with Jade and Hot 101 as a co-host, I'm assuming, Seth, your audience was women 18 to 34.
Yeah.
I mean, that was I'm assuming that's probably was their target demo, and maybe the demo that you guys got paid ratings wise. 97X was probably either persons or men 18 to 34.
When I was at Real Radio, ours was persons 25-54.
Right, which is a really tough one because you could dominate in men and be 10th in women and only get 4th place overall. So, I actually had in my highest ratings, where I made the most money is I had a men 25-54, a person's 25-54, and a person's 12 plus. And, but that was for my show. That was for when Seth had his, it was for his show, the hours they're on the air. And in Seth's incident with Hot 101, it would have been 6 to 10. When he was with Fisher and Boy, it would have been 6 to 10. When he was with Drew Garabro, I don't know if it was 2 to 6 or 3 to 7, but it was one of those two. And I don't know that you've ever done middays.
No.
Yeah. So afternoon drive and morning. The mornings hours are 6 to 10, and the afternoon drive hours are 3 to 7. And they'll take those, they'll redact those ratings from the overall ratings, and they actually, when they give you a report, they give you a report mornings, middays, afternoons, nights, weekends, overall. And you get paid according to where you rank based on what type of deal you've cut with the company. Well, I saw yesterday that Cumulus now, you could be the number 1 rated morning guy for Cumulus in a market. Let's say you were doing, country, and it was, men or persons 18 to 49 or 25 to 54, and you were number 1. And, they owed you $5,000 or $10,000, which, mine were $50,000. But I'm just saying.
Most I ever got was $7,000.
The most I ever got was $275,000 for one book. I was number 1 12 plus, number 1 persons 25-54, and number 1 men 25-54.
What'd you spend that check on, buddy?
Probably, I don't know.
Louis?
Probably a couple Louis Vuittons and some shoes.
Some change.
So anyway, Cumulus is now screwing their talents so bad that they're reverting all ratings from individual day parts to station revenue.
Oh.
So you could be number one in the morning and in your day part that you've cut a deal with that they owe you $5,000 or $10,000 for. But now that they're making what they call addendums, Brian, to your contract when you make addendums. They're making addendums to all these contracts that no longer pay bonuses on your rank within your day part, but they're paying you a bonus based on the revenue numbers that the station hits overall.
Your tip sharing.
No station is hitting its ratings. No stations for the most part are hitting its revenue bonus. They're not. I mean, stations are in trouble. So you could be the number one rated guy in, let's say Charlotte, North Carolina for Cumulus, have a $10,000, $15,000 check coming to you. And they're like, no, we got to wait till the end of the year, or we got to wait till the end of the quarter to see where we are. Well, if we hit our our financial revenue number, and then we're going to give you a portion of that. That's how bad they're screwing over radio talent. The shark here in town is all AI. It can be ran with a laptop from Fort Myers.
Fake voice?
No, they got jocks that are doing voice tracking.
Okay.
But the jocks can't take phone calls. They can't. They're just laying in tracks, and then the AI picks the music and throws in their tracks. Now they can throw in a track introducing a song, White Snake, whatever, but it's all AI. And that's where radio's going, is AI.
Lindsay?
And radio needs to be afraid of AI because it's going to replace even us. It's going to replace us. I don't know if it's going to replace us, Lummy, or not. I don't think people can really emulate this craziness.
No, they can't emulate.
Now, what were we going to say, Lindsay?
Lindsay, our friend that works up in Atlanta, that was.
Well, she originally was with Beasley. She did middays on K-Rock when we were on K-Rock, and then she went to Atlanta, and then she went to Chicago.
Yeah.
And now I think she's back in Atlanta, and she's voice tracking a ton of stations.
Like 20, 25 stations.
Right, and by the way, she's hot as hell, too.
It's the most important part.
Oh, yeah, she is.
She's very beautiful.
AI can't replace
She lifts weights, and she's got tattoos. She's hot. AI can't replace hotness. Well, I guess it can. So what about, did she get replaced with AI?
No. I'm just saying, you were talking about voice tracking and stuff. I guess they're giving her more and more stations with this new technology now.
I was talking to a guy that's really heavily in the voice tracking. He works at iHeart. I'm sure Seth knows him. Well, I'll just tell you who it is. It's Big Rig Ronnie Michaels. And he has so many voice tracks that it's an 8-hour-a-day job.
Wow.
Just to lay in I think he's on 60, like he's afternoon drive on, 40 to 60 iHeart stations, but he has to customize every one of them.
With the call letters.
And what's going on in the community and all that kind of deal. And, it's just, I don't know. Seth, did Cox have voice tracking for other? Well, they're not really. They only got 77 stations, but I'm sure they did some voice tracking. Did they not?
Yeah, there was a little voice tracking. But that's voice tracking and having music laid out, whether it's AI or whether it's from a music director. It's always been controlled by a computer. So it just it seems like they're just trying to phase out the people.
Back in '94, when I was at the Power Pig, I would come in at 4 o'clock, Lummy, and I would lay down tracks for WEBN, K-Rock in Atlanta, WIOT in Toledo, the station in Louisville, all these rock stations. I would lay these breaks down, and I would take phone calls from the night before, these kids where I was hanging up on them and stuff, and I would never say that. I'd cut out the Power Pig part.
Yeah.
And then I'd come in at 4 o'clock and lay all these, and then they would have a DAT machine of all my breaks, and they would DAT it over like an ISDN line to Cincy, to Atlanta, to all these places. And I was one of the very first that was doing that, but it was so primitive the way you had to do it, and then that station had to put it together.
Pretty much I'm the reason for AI.
When did program directors stop handpicking the
You mean
playlist?
using Selector?
Yeah.
I still think some do.
Man, that's crazy.
I still think some. XXL Gaming said WEBN 1027 Cincinnati. That's where I found Bubba. Yeah, I was voice tracking WEBN. So I'd be like, Bubba the Love Sponge, the Frog. That was her moniker. The Frog, Bubba the Love Sponge, top Frog Mountain, looking for some of you little Cincinnati freaks to come on up here. And then they'd have girls show up at the radio station and want to see me, but I wasn't there.
How is WEBN not the Spider? This is the Frog.
They're the Frog.
They've got web in its call letters.
I'm just saying.
I know. Makes
it's the
no
Frog.
sense. Makes no sense.
And their studios were Frog Mountain.
Frog Mountain.
Yeah. Top Frog Mountain here.
Frog Mountain.
Reds got beat last night. That sucks. You know, you make it as local as you possibly can, and everybody thought I was there, but I really wasn't. So anyway, Elon Musk bashes the $500 billion AI project that Trump announced, claiming its backers don't have the money. Shortly after Donald Trump announced a new massive AI infrastructure investment from the White House, First Buddy, that's what they're calling him. First Buddy. First Buddy.
I like that.
First Buddy, Elon Musk, tried to tear it down. They don't actually have the money, Musk wrote on his social media platform X. SoftBank has well under $10 billion secured. I have that on good authority. Trump said the investment will create a new company called Stargate to grow artificial intelligence infrastructure in the United States. The leaders of SoftBank, OpenAI, and Oracle alongside Trump during the announcement. They were, the leaders of them. The leaders of SoftBank, OpenAI, and Oracle.
Well, let me tell you, if Oracle's involved, they've got more than $10 billion.
Yeah, I was going to say they're
Oracle's a massive company.
The respective companies will invest $100 billion in total for the project to start, with plans to pour in $500 billion into Stargate in the upcoming years. Now, what's Stargate going to do?
I don't know.
The comments are a notable takedown of the major White House project that someone that is in Trump's inner circle, as a sign of how involved Musk is in the first days of the administration. Musk says he was in the Oval Office on Tuesday as Trump signed a pardon for Ross William Albright, founder of the dark web marketplace Silk Road. So he's letting that guy go?
He's dead.
Oh, he did?
Pretty sure he died. He committed suicide.
So when you get a pardon and you committed suicide, does that just mean the charges they had on you are I guess you're now a dead free man as compared to a felon free man?
I don't know what the ramifications of that were. Why you would even pardon a dead guy, but
that's kind of might be a first.
No,
just would let you know I'm the first guy ever to pardon a dead guy. That's how much I want to pardon people.
No, there's a lot of Biden. Every president has pardoned past people.
Lummy, you talking about the Silk Road guy, Ross Ulbricht?
Yeah.
I don't think he's dead. Where are you seeing that he's dead?
No, there was a guy that he pardoned that Elon was at the thing signing for. So I don't know if it's the same story, but Elon posted about this guy that committed suicide.
No, the Silk Road guy is most definitely alive.
Okay, well, but Elon was there for multiple ones, so this story just picked up on that.
So what is this Stargate that Trump's proposing, this AI project that's going to be backed by our country? What is it going to do? President Trump is very excited about this infrastructure announcement in the field of AI, which is obviously growing and something the United States of America needs to capitalize on.
Stargate is a venture that has the backing of OpenAI, Oracle, and Japanese company SoftBank, with the latter promising an initial investment of $100 billion. That's what Elon Musk is calling out.
It's going to revolutionize patient care.
Yeah.
Through earlier detections and diseases and cancer.
It says Stargate investment will be directed toward constructing data centers to support AI development. Already, there are data centers under construction in Texas, with the first one in Abilene. The goal is to construct 10 data centers initially. Will expand to 20 locations of about 500,000 square feet each.
So hold on, is this like a medical facility that you walk in and you're being seen by an AI doctor?
You can do early cancer detection with the blood test using AI to look at the blood test. Once we gene sequence the gene tumor, you can vaccinate the person
Is this like
against that
is this like Elaine Thermos girl or whatever? What's that bitch name that's in jail?
Theranos, the company.
Is that? I mean, that's what it kind of has a feel to. Where if you're analyzing blood for certain markers, right?
Yeah, so they're saying
there's a
that
bitch in prison right now that was doing the same thing.
They're saying that you can make that ultimately you can make an mRNA vaccine robotically using AI within 48 hours after you test the gene tumor sequence.
But I thought those type of vaccines we don't even know a lot about yet. Isn't that what the COVID vaccine?
We do know a lot of. They've been playing around with these vaccines for like 30, 40 years. It's not something like super new. It's been around. It's just they rushed it in the COVID vaccine, but the technology has been being used for a long time.
So you go to the doctor, they draw your blood, and rather than just to see what your cholesterol is and all that kind of deal, they run it through an AI program, and then the AI program then could potentially analyze your blood better? Is that what they're saying?
Well, let's say you have cancer. So in this instance, the one example that's given in this article, I know very little about this, but let's say you have some sort of tumor, some sort of cancer, right? The AI will be able to analyze that cancer, analyze its DNA, and within 48 hours, according to this, develop a vaccine that will prevent your body, will fight off that mutation, and will prevent you from having that cancer ever again.
Wow. Now, I mean, is that like pie in the sky type deal? Or, I mean, we're obviously on the very early stages of this. We're just now collecting money to try to build this technology. But, I mean, like, is that something that really could happen? Because that could be a game changer, could it not? I mean,
yeah, that's a huge game changer. You're curing cancer.
Yeah, I mean,
essentially, that's the cure for cancer. That's what they're talking about.
So you go to the doctor, you give them some blood, they run it through the AI Willie, Stargate Jones, and then they say, "Hey, listen, man, you got the markers of prostate cancer," and so in 48 hours, the AI can whip up some type of vaccination that you get that can stop that potential cancer from developing in my body.
Yep.
Almost sounds like you're going to Home Depot to get paint mix for your house.
Well, I mean, it almost, I mean, wow.
It'll be a vaccine specific to your body and what's that cancer that you have.
What's that going to cost the consumer? I got to think that's
pretty expensive.
Yeah. And anybody would pay anything for it. Like, let's say your copay didn't pay for it, but like, for $5,000, you could save your prostate or your life, right? I mean, at the end of the day, this sounds like pie in the sky type stuff.
This sounds like the beginning of a science fiction horror flick, though. Like AI becomes aware.
And then everybody's living to be 110. And what's that do to the system? I think our system is kind of naturally programmed for like an 85 to 90 checkout. You know what I'm saying?
That's a lot longer than most people live.
Well, I'm just saying, like, I think our system is kind of, developed around, okay, you're going to take Social Security till you're 83, and you're going to be out of here by the time you're 88, and boom, then we don't got to worry about you no more. You're no longer in the system. We don't got to pay for you. We don't got to worry about anything. You're done. Boom.
Or they're alternate.
Cancered. You get, your life gets cancered. What happens because you have this new Stargate deal? You go to the doctor, says you're going to have, liver cancer. Well, but you didn't know you're going to have liver cancer. Yep. And in 2 days, they can develop a vaccine that makes sure that you don't have liver cancer. And you're supposed to check out at 83, but now you're making it to 99.
Or AI alters our DNA and turns us into mutants.
Oh. Or they chip us.
They could easily do all this. AI, Elon's already apprehensive about AI.
Yeah, see, here's the thing. I think Elon's afraid that AI is going to end up bad for us.
That's what he said.
That AI is going to learn too much about us in order to take us all out.
They were going to delete an AI program.
Haven't they made movies about that, though?
Like everyone Terminator? Yeah. Like the entire Terminator series?
Yeah.
iRobot or whatever?
They tried to delete an OpenAI thing, and the damn thing tried to copy itself and stash it away somewhere on the internet before it could get deleted.
Smart.
So anyway, is Elon? I guess we don't know what Trump's reaction to Elon's apprehension was. We haven't found out, right? Because there's not been any reports with regards to how
at first
how Trump reacts to pushback. And I don't know that he's ever had pushback, has he?
No.
I mean, pushback. Of course, he gets pushback from the Democrats and the people don't like him. But his inner circle,
his first buddy,
my first buddy, Larry, is probably Larry Plummer. And sometimes Larry Plummer will set me straight.
Really?
Yeah.
Does he ever make you mad? Like, do you get mad at his stuff?
No, never mad. But he'd be like, man, I'll have an idea or I want to do something. And he'll be like, man, I don't know about that, Bubs.
Tom Bean is more like your first buddy, like in this sense.
Local, boots on the ground.
Yeah.
He's definitely my first buddy.
Yeah.
When the phone rings and it says Tom Bean, I try to rifle through like the last 15 decisions I've made, thinking which one he's going to tell me it's stupid. And I'm on the phone for an hour, and 12 of them are stupid.
Oh,
you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
Me?
You got me.
You got me. You know what I'm saying? You with me? You got me? Know what I'm saying? Know what I mean?
Lummy, let's pick up the 8 remaining BARP awards when we return.
Sounds good.
Right.
If you liked that segment, then you'll definitely like the new redesigned BubbaArmyHQ.com. We'll be back to the Bubba the Love Sponge show after this.
This is Dr. Dan Diaco Esquire, and you're listening to the Best of Bubba. So enjoy.
Broadcasting live from the Aquabeto studios.
Aquabeto.com/Bubba.
It's the Bubba the Love Sponge show.
So this past weekend was our annual BARP festivities. Thursday, a pig roast, which is Tom Bean, Lummy, loved the pig.
Oh, that's great.
It's delicious.
And the cracklins. You guys familiar with the crackling part of a
skin?
Yeah,
the skin with the layer of fat underneath.
Yeah, it's got kind of a little tough crack. Oh,
I'm making my own beef tallow out of fats and stuff. I know it's a boring life, but I extract.
You're making your own beef
tallow.
We had beef tallow talk last week.
Yeah, I know. It's
is
good.
Is it like for a rub or something?
You can use it as a skin cream, but I also use it. It's healthier than seed oil.
As a human skin cream?
Yeah, people use beef tallow.
You cook with it.
You can cook with it as well, too.
with it, and it's it doesn't have the carcinogenic effects of seed oils.
Oh, it's so good.
Fantastic. Well, we had BARP this weekend. Thursday was the pig roast. Friday was the 199. Saturday was the BARP festivities, including the Hall of Fame induction. Lummy, the busts, as you can see now, we're getting so many that we have to do a side. We have what are those called?
Yeah, maybe we should be a little more selective moving forward.
Shelves.
Should we limit it moving forward?
Like the MLB does.
Yeah. And
did you see the MLB only put 3 people in?
Yes.
That's typical.
It's better.
Maybe. Maybe. When we cross that bridge, we'll get there.
I mean, I think
it determines on your financial participation. It determines on a lot of different things.
So what? How much would somebody have to pay to buy themselves a spot on that wall?
You can't buy yourself on there.
Why not? $50,000?
No. Would you stop making it what it's not? Okay.
What are you willing to pay?
Yeah, yeah, he's not paying nothing.
I should be on that wall already. It's a damn shame that I'm not. I'm joking.
If you're on the air, you're not available.
I know. I got it. It's all good, baby.
Thanks. So, Lummy, we have the annual BARP Awards. Now, we probably need to start from the top and already talk about the awards that we've awarded. Every year through just the way people act or the way people look or the way people are perceived or whatever, we've come up with awards. And we, every year after BARP, although, let me, I think Thursday is probably the latest that we've had it completed. Usually we get it done the day after, but for whatever reason, we got busy.
Yeah, we're busy.
It was the inauguration.
Yes.
It was the inauguration.
And MLK Day.
And then MLK, that's very important.
Yes.
So, Lummy, what BARP awards have we awarded so far?
Do you want me to just name the awards? Or the people that won it?
No, I'm with the awards and the award. Okay. Hold on. The name, the award.
Yes.
A brief pause. Speak clearly. Because you seem a little.
I know, Bubba, I just didn't know if you want me to
you
run
seem
through
a
it.
little slurry this morning.
Well, no, I didn't know if you
seem
wanted.
a little slurry.
I will just clarify what I was asking. Did you want me to run through the names real quick and then do a
I
recap
want
at
you
the
to
end,
say
or do
like.
it now?
I want you to
Okay.
say like.
So
For
I'll
instance,
repeat myself.
Did I slur a lot like that back in the day?
Drunk Kim Award.
Hold on, slow down, Lummy.
Well,
I didn't tell you to start.
Okay, well.
So I want you to say the Drunk Kim Award. Then I want you to give a brief description as to what that award means. Then I'd like for you to tell us who won that award this year. In that format, non-slurred, slowed down.
Take one.
Go ahead.
The Drunk Kim Award, which is usually given to the most drunk, annoying person, goes to this year Drunk Kim.
Hold on, let me just get. There we go.
Scout and Big Gulp Award goes to the most handsy, but people wanted it award is Jeremy Nash this year.
But people wanted it.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, you're grabbing a hold of people. You're a little bit handsy, but it's not a problem because you're not being creepy about it.
I know. I heard that Barps are turning into Diddy freak-offs
Well,
over here.
Should the Drunk Kim Award be shifted to Heath Clayton's +1? Or should he not win an award because of it?
No, I think he needs to be the worst +1 award, and if we don't have that category, we come up with it.
Well, it should have got that last year, but we didn't ever create it.
All right, well,
so.
we can create it this year.
Okay.
The worst +1, and you are officially blackballed, never invited again award. We'll do that. But Lummy, we've not established that yet. Continuing right along to your third award.
The Mac Award, which is the best +1, goes to Bubba Army 1.
Who?
What?
Mom? Bubba Army Mom?
Bubba Army Mom.
This is my Bubba Army Mom. Bubba Army Mom.
Lummy. Are you in not the condition that you shouldn't be? Like, I mean, are you not doing? I mean, are you a little? Did you overserve yourself this morning, bud?
No, I just
Lummy,
don't.
you know what, Lummy, you know that I'm very reasonable. I'm very understanding. You are my favorite. You can get away with more than most people, and if you're a little bit drunk, a little bit Lummy, don't talk back to me. But you're a little slurry today.
Okay.
First step is admitting.
You're a little off.
I got this.
Maybe you can handle it.
No, you gave it to me.
When did I ask you to look at it?
I've got it now.
Okay, let's let Brian do it.
Okay. All right.
Because I think he's a little more articulate this morning.
If he can tell you exactly who won in 2020 on the Mac Award, then go for it.
Lummy, this isn't a. I mean,
No, I'm trying to figure out my notes. I'm sorry.
Okay, so if you can't figure out your notes, boy, God forbid.
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
So you're
Cold
saying,
out, man.
He literally wrote Bubba Army 1.
We're facing record lows.
I mean, Lummy, so
Exactly.
that means you were so drunk that when you wrote these awards, you can't even recite them 2 days later because of your drunkenness 2 days ago.
ELGSES, Lummy.
Lummy, are you okay? Are you getting mad? Lummy, we're in the communication business, which means you talk to me when I ask questions of you.
He's going to smash
Why
that
is he-
computer.
Lummy.
He's going to smash that computer.
No, he's not going to smash nothing.
Why is he being stripped of his
I
responsibilities?
don't know what his problem is, but he needs to tell me. Lummy, are you okay?
I'm fine. Thank you, Bubba.
Are
Brian
you
is taking my
were you a little intoxicated when you wrote the awards down so that when you should have written Bubba Army Mom?
It wasn't Bubba Army Mom.
It
She
was
did not
Bubba
win.
Army
she didn't win. Okay.
I don't think she won.
I
Who's
think
Bubba
she
Army
did.
won?
I
Is that the name of the Grand Marquis?
There is no Bubba Army 1. And I do remember Bubba Army Mom being talked about as the best +1. So maybe we can go to chat and they will be able to tell us who indeed won, because the guy that was supposed to write it down was too drunk to write it down correctly. Lummy, that's not a bad thing in our world. You being drunk's cute.
It used to be me.
Now it's you. It's not a bad thing, buddy.
Am I giving the list back to him to read, or am I
No,
reading
you
it?
hold the list.
Okay.
Good luck.
No.
I think I can do this. I'm looking at your notes, and I think I'm good on the rest.
Okay, good.
So-
So you got to finish it.
Lummy, Lummy, I feel as if you're catching a little bit of a bad attitude right now.
No, I wanted to look at my
I'm
notes.
stepping in right now.
Okay.
And wanting to know that when you wrote this down, buddy, you don't even remember who the person's supposed to be. I recall that it was Bubba Army Mom, Tina. I remember that. Now, Does anybody else remember? Seth, do you remember who Bubba the plus one was?
It looks like people are saying it was Allie again, which she won last year, and that's probably my note that I was trying to make.
No,
myself.
I don't think it was
That's what
Allie.
group of them
I
said.
was listening to the show. I think you did say Bubba Army Mom was the best plus one.
Okay.
I need to know from Chad.
Big Red said it was
hold on.
Bubba. Yeah.
Big Red,
Perfect.
there it
There we
is.
go.
Big Red said, Lummy, I know you're mad, but Bubba Army 1 is not Bubba Army Mom.
No.
And what did you write down?
Bubba Army Mom.
No,
Bubba Army 1.
no, it
Whatever.
definitely is.
Lummy,
I'll show
I'm
you
not
right
mad,
here.
yeah.
Lummy, be honest with me.
Yes.
What did you write down?
Bubba Army 1.
And indeed, it was not Bubba
Well,
Army
and
1.
I think this is where the confusion, because it was best plus one. So I think in Lummy's head, he's hearing Bubba Army Mom, but then it's plus one. So that's where the one came in.
So is that Lummy interpretation?
I usually go back and rewrite all the awards and retype it up the next day. Or
But
the
you
next
didn't,
day.
Lummy. We're 2 days.
Because we didn't finish the awards like we normally do.
He's waiting until it's done.
So then I
get
just
that.
did
Lummy.
I read a red pen this time to make it because I had to change it up.
Lummy.
Yes. No, but Brian's going to do it. It's fine.
Lummy.
Yes.
Lummy.
Yes, sir.
It's not fine. You're upset.
No,
but
I'm
you
just
have to
happy for Bubba Army
understand.
Mom.
You have to understand, Lummy. I got to step in and make sure that we give the right information out.
Of course.
And it looks like you wrote the wrong information down.
I did.
And so I got to step in and
He's not writing the Constitution. I mean, it's something that easily can be edited.
This is more important than the Constitution.
Somebody's going to get the short stick.
Yeah,
it's going to
Seth,
get
this
shorted.
was a huge mistake, okay?
No, I mean, but
I'm sorry.
Major
these people paid good
Yes.
money to come to this party
Yes,
and
plus
stuff.
the plus one. So thank you, Bubba Army Mom.
And everybody's getting mad. Bubba, quit. Listen,
No
that's
one's
what
saying
we
that.
do is we poke fun at people. Is Lummy
That's right.
immune to being corrected?
No, not at all.
Is Lummy immune?
Bubba, please don't read one
is
person's
Lummy,
thing.
Is Lummy immune
Yes.
to my poking and prodding?
He's the EP now, though.
Bubba, please don't read one person saying leave me
Lummy
alone.
mad. Lummy mad.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't mean anything about you. Lumpy mad. It's fine.
What difference does it make? Well, Rick James, I'll tell you what difference it makes. It makes all kinds of difference in the fact that I want to get the right person the award. And there was not a person named Bubba Army plus one.
Do they actually get a physical award?
No, it's just
it's recognition.
No, exactly.
But they can put this on their resume.
Yes, for next year.
I mean, this is something that didn't need to be half-assed.
I will tell you this.
I mean, you can't half-ass some stuff, and you drunk half-ass this.
No,
buddy.
you are correct because Tuttle knows that I wasn't going to go back and rewrite it like I've always done.
Well, you could have already had the list written out, and then you could have penciled in the rest.
The list,
we did the list
and I
on
did have it
Monday.
right out. I just wrote it wrong. But thank you, Tuttle, for telling me how to do it. How are those clips coming?
I'm working on video
Yeah, you're
clips.
working on it for the last month and a half.
I work a full-time
Tuttle,
job.
why don't you
I
just
work
back
a
off of it?
full-time job.
Yeah,
Why are
great
you
job,
attacking
buddy.
me now? You're a broadcaster. You're supposed to be able to read.
Okay, thank you.
Let me. Why are you attacking Tuttle?
Because
Tuttle came at him.
Because he came at me for trying to say like, oh, he should have already done this, Bubba. Well, okay.
What
I
video
just
does
said
Tuttle-
he keeps
Lummy.
talking about
I
clips he's going to
offered to
create.
do some
Lummy.
clips, and I'll have one by the next time I'm on here.
I know,
Okay.
you said
How
that
many
now for
clips
the
have
last
you
month
done?
and a half.
How many clips have you done? You
What-
can't
I
even
have-
write a goddamn list.
Tuttle, I believe all
Lummy,
the clips that you've seen with Macho and Rhett and Gary are all going through me also. We also all do that together, Tuttle. I just don't tell
You're
Bubba what he
rambling
wants to
like
hear
a run-on
and leave
sentence right
and then
now.
go it. So you can just tell me
Lummy,
to stop
you're
doing
like
more of a job.
Tuttle goes, Lummy, you're like a run-on sentence
Yep,
right now.
I
Lummy,
am.
Lummy.
Just breathe. I'm sorry you're mad,
Can
man.
I do Lummy having a meltdown about this?
No.
Do I sometimes make a list and write down the wrong name? Yes. Do I always write down whatever Bubba says? Yes. I love when Lummy has his meltdown and starts asking his own questions
I know.
and answering.
He does.
That's
He
my
does.
favorite.
Lummy,
We need
some
a
of
Lummy
the
flip out.
funniest stuff. Lummy, we're in the funny business, and some of the funniest stuff's when you mess up, and I start busting your balls about it.
And I'm trying to pump up the funny.
And he's trying to backsell the funny.
Let's be clear. This is a pretty significant mess up to write down one instead of
It
mom.
is, Lummy. It is a big
How
mess
we
up.
figured it out, though? Like, we figured out
I
that it
know,
was
but we have to accentuate the mess up.
Grouper Lips Award.
I mean, we have to. Well, now hold on.
Why have you guys decided to pick my man apart on the day that I need him for some heavy labor?
Well, we're getting nice and angry, so he's going to break your bunk bed.
How am I supposed to help him get a bunk bed up the
Lummy
stairs
smash. Lummy smash.
Lummy smash bunk bed. Lummy mad at Bubba all day.
It's upstairs too, huh? Perfect.
Oh,
Lummy,
yeah.
throw me
Yeah.
down the stairs. Just
Lummy-
leave the bed.
Lummy said you didn't. You know what? When you told me about putting together a bunk bed, you never said anything about stairs.
Yeah, you took a roll down the stairs.
Lummy does not like stairs. Lummy no like stairs.
No like stairs now.
Lummy, my house safe place. Lummy, my house safe
Okay,
place.
thank you, sir.
Lummy.
Yes.
Lummy.
Are you gonna have my fifth of vodka there?
Lummy, when we're giving out the BARP awards,
I will.
No. I will is nothing. You should always write down the correct information.
You are correct.
And when you write down the best plus one as Bubba Army 1, there's not anybody named Bubba Army 1. And indeed, I remember we were going to give it to Bubba Army Mom, who was Tina. And that was indeed who got it.
Bubba Army $1, $10 super chat.
XXL Gaming, $10.
Oh, sorry, I thought I said Bubba Army 1
for the Lummy Mental Health Fund.
Can we please? I think Lummy deserves another chance to read the list. I think that's where the fun is.
Don't come in and start baby facing now, Tuttle, because
I just think that's more funny.
you know right now that he is going to absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, you are going to get it.
He realized he has to see Lummy off the air.
He realized he has a bunk bed. He needs moves.
No, I really do. I think Lummy is doing a good job.
25 fish on the J. Love the Lummy humor. Lummy, here's the deal. We don't catch you messing up a lot, but you messed up.
No, I did 100%.
And you get mad about it.
You're a great EP.
And you become a smartass about it.
Sorry.
Then you start throwing things up in Tuttle's face. And so when
that guy Tuttle did, I mean Tuttle poked him, man.
But isn't that what we're supposed to do?
Yeah,
here?
but then he's supposed to poke back.
You're the biggest poker of all, bitch. So don't you start talking about poking people around here, because you poke more than anybody to an irritation level. All right. So anyway, Lummy.
I don't think somebody said funny. Lummy is the first one to cover for somebody who does make mistakes all the time. Are you covering for people as well?
Well, I think
I'm covering for myself.
He's covering for himself.
Yeah, my brain didn't
So,
work that
Lummy,
well.
will you at least admit that you may have been a little drunk when you wrote the list down?
Yes.
And you didn't write it down correctly?
No.
And would you like another opportunity to continue to go through the list, or would you like Brian to continue to do it? It's your decision.
I would like whatever decision that you find is going to be better for the show.
No. That's not the answer. That's not the answer. The answer is, do you want the list back and see if we can navigate through it? Hopefully there's no more mess ups.
Do you want some counsel, Lummy, on this?
Yes, I'll take the list back by
Hold on. Let me throw out the question before everybody gives him advice.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Lummy, do you want the list back so that you think you can potentially navigate through it? Knowing that you wrote some stuff, knowing that you were drunk when you wrote, you've already within our third award, you've already messed it up.
Yes.
Do you want to?
It was late in the show that day.
I understand. I understand. You probably had some nips by then. Yeah. At that point, you have most of your 20-ounce vodka with a little Gatorade mix done by that time.
Yes.
And I appreciate that. I actually encourage you to be drunk during the show.
Thank you.
You've never heard me once say, Lummy, I feel as if you need to do the show really sober.
No.
I've never said that.
No,
but knowing that, you do the show drunk sometimes, or sometimes the alcohol gets the best of you, we expect mess ups like this.
Yes.
But you got to take your mess up like a man.
No, I am.
know you didn't. You were very adversarial about it.
You want to go to a meeting with me?
What, like a AAA meeting?
No, well, yeah, like an AA meeting.
No, he's not an alcoholic. He just messes up. He's a fun drunk.
Okay.
So Lummy, I do got to go into words.
Okay, sorry.
So we're going to have 5 minutes and 20 seconds to regroup here. And when we come back, we're going to pick up the awards.
Let Shovel Dick do it.
Shovel Dick?
Shovel Dick. All right, Brian.
Yeah, you heard me. I see you eyeballing me. Want to come poke this?
Nobody wants to poke that. That's right.
You want a deep dive into the Bubba the Love Sponge show from the past? Go to BubbaArmyHQ.com. We'll be back after these words.
You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge show.
We might be off, but those bills keep coming. PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, all at the Bubba Army. Now back to the best of Bubba.
I was an independent contractor with everything I gave to every radio station was licensed. So they only had the ability to play it while I was under contract, and then I own it.
Oh.
Since colliding with radio in the mid-'80s, Bubba the Love Sponge has been fired from close to 10 stations in the markets like Milwaukee, Chicago, Orlando, and Philly. In 1989, the highly controversial host found a home for his show in Tampa at WFLZ, consistently top-rated in his day part. Bubba formed the Bubba Radio Network in October of 95 with the addition of WJBT Jacksonville. And in less than a year, the BRN picked up 4 more affiliates, including here's the Louisville QMF and here's the stations that I spoke of earlier. Lummy.
Wow.
QMF Louisville, 96 Rocks KLS in Atlanta, and WEB in Cincinnati, where this air check was taped. So yeah, we at the end of the day own this.
Okay.
This guy has stole it off of EBN airwaves, but we own it. So we need to probably shut him down and grab it.
He stole it. I think this is just a tape he recorded on his radio back in the day.
But I mean, yeah, he
I don't think there was any malicious intent here.
Well, guess what?
But there's malicious intent when you have 3,400 views. It could
Those
be
are my views.
Oh my goodness gracious!
You're gonna shut down Indie Chauffeur?
Come on, this is an archive.
I mean, you wouldn't have this
an archive
but for
that
Indie
I
Chauffeur.
own. An archive that I hold on. It's
Right,
my
but he's not
voice.
making any money
It's
on
my
this.
voice
I understand.
talking to a radio caller that called my show that this radio station licensed my show, and their license to run my show ended when I no longer worked for them.
Oh, he's a broadcaster.
I understand,
too.
but you don't think shutting this guy down is a little bit above?
Like below you? Is that punching down?
Go ahead and run an old Howard Stern bit and see how fast you get a DMA on that.
But real quick, Bubba, do you have this audio lying around somewhere, or would you have only had it because he ripped it?
Yeah, like that Power Pig audio. We got that from YouTube. I don't think we found that tape here yet.
No, we probably don't have this.
And that was just some dude sitting in his garage with a tape recorder.
Well, I'm just saying.
So why don't we reach out to him, be cool, and be like, "Hey, do you have other stuff of Bubba? We get it to us, and so we can have it."
Yeah, this guy's not hurting anybody.
Then we shut him down.
Then we shut him down.
Whatever. I'm done arguing with everybody who doesn't even want to be part of my team.
I agree with you. I was
no,
ready
I'm
to
just
shut him
saying.
down.
Whatever.
You agree?
Just
This guy needs to be shut
let
down?
everybody have it. Just give it all away for free. Let everybody that's ripped off anything that I've had, just let them continue to play it. And let's just go, let everybody get the credit for running it, and let's just let them have it. It's easy when it's not yours.
No, I'm saying you wouldn't have had this audio but for him. Why don't you try to see if he has other stuff of yours that you can get from him?
I will.
But if you shut him down right away and he gets a notice that you've shut him down, he's not going to give you anything. That's my point.
Whatever. You guys do what you want. Nobody ever wants to listen to me. I'm dumb. I'm wrong.
Bubba, we're just trying to help you.
All right, then help me.
We are.
Then help me. Then help me.
We are. We're being honest with you.
We'll reach out to the guy and see if he has more of your audio.
If he doesn't, knock him out. Shut him down.
If his channel gets shut down and he can't get it turned back on, and these
I'm not
air checks are
asking
nowhere
to
else
turn
to be
his
found
channel
on the
down.
internet, Bubba, they are gone forever.
His channel has a lot more stuff than just me.
And that's what I'm saying. If they're nowhere else on the internet and his channel gets shut down and he's not able to reopen it, they're just gone.
His
That's
channel's
history. That's
not
gone
gonna
forever.
his channel isn't going to get shut down when he asks to stop playing my stuff. He's got other stuff. I'm not shutting him down because I want his channel to get shut down. I want him to stop playing my stuff. Or whatever stuff that he has, he sends to me. I'm not asking. They're not going to shut his channel down.
That was just my point, Bubba. Is let's see if he has other stuff of yours. Let's reach out to him.
It looks like he
see.
didn't have very much stuff at all.
No, this is old. I mean, he uploaded this 11 years ago.
I know. So he's not going to get his channel shut down.
I hope he's okay.
He's just going to. I'm just going to ask him to.
He hosts a country show on Sundays and.
Well, we own that now. Sorry. Does he take requests, Lummy? Do you know?
I don't know. He does
His last video was 3 years ago. It's the Pocky One Chip Challenge. That might have killed him.
It almost killed Lummy.
Yeah.
So, without further ado, Brian, let's go through the BARP Awards.
Are we going to start from the top, or do we just pick up?
Start from the top.
The Drunk Kim Award, who goes to the person who is the most drunk or annoying at BARP, goes to Drunk Kim. The Scout and Big Gulp Award, the most handsy but the people they were touching wanted it, goes to Jeremy Nash. The Mac Award for the best +1 goes to Bubba Army Mom. The Grouper Lips
Which
Award.
was written down as Bubba Army +1.
Yes.
And that's what's gotten us in this conundrum.
Yes. And the Grouper Lips Award for the person who put the most amount of work in goes once again to Big Red, back-to-back winner. The Brandon the Quad Award, the person who's the most over for the week, goes to Big Buck. The Missy Hazlett Award for the hottest MILF goes to Allie Peeled.
See, that's where, Lummy, you had made a mistake. We knew that Allie Peeled had won one, but it wasn't the best +1.
Correct.
That's on you.
And here we are for the Off Award, the Ocala Farrah Fawcett Award. That's the next up, the hottest female at the party.
All right, so I don't know that this is where we. Now, Lummy, is this where we pick up?
This is where we pick up.
Is this
That's
where we?
pick up,
This is
yes.
where we pick up
Yes.
to start now.
The 2024 award winner was Maria Guatemala.
Maria Guatemala, which is now the OFF award goes to the hottest chick there award, right?
Yes,
Okay.
hottest female, not hot. It could be younger female as well because hottest MILF.
My vote is P in a vac. D in a vax, very, very young and hot-looking girlfriend who he broke her vagina a year ago. That's my nomination. Open mics for everybody else.
I'd say the outfit that Maria Guatemala was wearing, can she win back-to-back or no?
Yeah, of course. If that's your vote, then put in there. I can overrule all votes, but I'd like to know what everybody's opinion is.
I'd say Maria.
Lummy, okay, so yours Maria. I am P in a vac. You're Maria Guatemala. Lummy, what are you?
I'm going to go, P in the vac.
P in a vac. Seth, were you even paying attention? Or, I
didn't notice any women were there, Bubba, because I am just a meat gazer galore. But I feel like it's only right to give the OFF award to Ocala Farrah Fawcett, who was there after popping out multiple kids over the last year or so. So I say you give it to her.
I would say that make a strong argument.
Thank you.
Stacy G also has a strong argument with Sarah Lasker.
Oh,
pretty strong there. Over to Rhett and Macho Man. And Lummy, have you voted yet?
Yes.
Well,
P in the
P in the vac. So there's 2 P in the vacs.
Maria Guatemala
and
an OFF.
OFF, and then Rhett and Macho Man.
My vote is for Maria. Macho's is for OFF.
Oh my goodness!
So now we got a
three-way tie.
A straight tie.
So I break it.
You break it, and you don't even know everybody.
Well, no,
he wasn't here. Should somebody else break it?
Yeah, somebody else should break it. Let me call Gary Cantrell. Gary Cantrell was here, and he's on chat.
Just voted for Sarah.
So that gives me even more of a lockup.
I
got
don't know
a tie.
that he voted for Sarah. All he said
too.
is that she looked badass. He did not say she was the hottest female
Well,
at
you
the party.
can't see, you got to choose your words correctly when you're talking
All right,
about
so
Mrs. Lasker.
Gary Cantrell put in chat. We got OFF, Maria Guatemala,
and P in a
vac. Between those three, God, I hate for Gary Cantrell to be the deciding factor of something very
he
important.
probably stared at them the most during the night because he was filming them.
Ladies
So I
man
actually
Gary.
think
Maria Guatemala.
There it is, back-to-back winner.
Yeah.
Maria Guatemala. All right, continue on.
The David Hernandez Award for the most sad at the party.
Oh, wow.
Last year's winner was Macho Man.
Wait, he was sad last year?
He was late.
He was drunk and
He
sad.
was drunk and sad.
He also won the most drunk.
I would
yeah.
say that maybe I heard that Dark Match Steve was here at the party. Was he?
Yes, he was.
He was.
Well, he seems that's my vote. He's the saddest. He's the one that's bitching the most right now. That's my award. That's my suggestion. Open mic for everybody. Seth Kushner.
Wow, I'm really trying to dig in here and think about it.
Are you nominating yourself?
So nominate me and I'll nominate you.
Did I have sad vibes?
No, not at all.
Bubba, I don't really have anybody.
But you got to.
Well, then
then just think of something off the top of your head.
I'll say Dark Match.
Dark Match Steve. Lummy, over to you.
That's a tough one. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Dark Match. We came in bitching.
All right, exactly. Tuttle.
I gotta say Dark Match as well.
There you go. I don't even need. It's a majority. Dark Match Steve, saddest.
You seemed like you still had a good time, but sad.
Continue on, Brian.
The DJ Willa 007 Award for the shortest time at BARP.
I would say Wizzy.
Well, I mean, she got ran out.
Hold on. Wizzy left under adversarial conditions, so she can't be a candidate for this because I'm so sorry for what happened to her.
Was the Texas Hangman here?
No, he didn't. He wasn't even. He didn't know.
Was Tara here?
No.
Was Jackal here?
No.
All those cankles had to. They called an Uber for him. Was it Thursday or Friday night? Lummy, do you remember?
Friday night.
Okay, Friday night. He was hanging onto the front gate for his life.
And did he make it Saturday?
I don't.
Yeah,
remember.
he made it Saturday.
He did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Lummy, who fell face first into the...
Oh, yeah.
Brian from Philly.
Brian from Philly, but that was later in the night.
Correct. He made it.
I don't really know that anybody came and went quickly. I think everybody pretty much stayed. You know what?
How long were you here, Bubba?
All night long.
Yeah.
All night for you being a dick.
No,
and
I
trying
heard
to
Gene said you disappeared at 9.
All night long.
Sing it, baby.
Afterbirth had to take off early. I think he had work early in the morning.
No, and so did Steve Diaco. I think Steve Diaco gets that award because I yelled at Jimmy Clevis and said, Jimmy, why did you leave so early? It's because I was driving Steve and Krista, and they, Steve.
Did they leave after the awards?
I think they left.
That was a good time. I saw people heading for the gate.
So, Lummy, I think it goes to Steven Diaco.
Yeah, Steve, I'm seeing in chat.
Fish
that
on
he left
Jay
early.
said he left before 10.
Yeah, but he was here for all days.
He said the Dominoes took him out. That's
Even
not...
Tina, Bubba Army Mom. Bubba was very social all night long.
Good job, Bubba.
Thank you, you dick.
I wasn't being a dick. I was going off of what Gene
You were
Lasker
trying
said.
to last. Okay, and you're going to believe him?
Well,
over me?
He seems like a pretty straight shooter.
Right. Steve Diaco wins that award. Write it down. Next award.
All right, the Romina Diaco Award for the biggest pop at BARP.
I would probably say. Go ahead, yell.
Seth. I think Seth had the biggest pop when he mentioned something about Trump's America on stage, and everybody went wild.
Then he was sitting over there on the fence, just cherry picking high spots.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have to agree. Seth Kushner, the biggest pop. Not necessarily the most legal of pops, but cherry-picked pops quite efficiently.
Oh, he was playing to his crowd.
Pop, man.
Seth Kushner gets my vote. Lummy?
Well, if we go off technically what the award's supposed to be, it's when you say their name. I would have to say Merch Crick.
Yeah, that's probably another consideration. Everybody else chime in. We got Seth versus Merch Crick. Pick.
Probably Merch Crick. You brought her out like Michael Jordan, saved her for last.
And Macho Man. The biggest
Too
pop
many wires. Hold on.
Biggest pop is when I didn't have to go on stage. Oh, yeah.
His arms are too short. He can't reach the...
Who?
Like the Senate, I vote present.
He's abstaining from the vote. Well, we don't have a winner then. It's tied 2-2.
right,
Seth,
so
Seth would be the tiebreaker.
No, I mean, I can't give it to Seth because he's a nominee, so I'm going to have to give it to Gary Cantrell. Gary Cantrell's the tiebreaker because he was there. He's saying big pop for Erica for sure, but that's not an Erica versus Seth vote per se. Cantrell, give it to me. Merch Crick versus Seth for the biggest pop. Waiting for Gary Cantrell.
It's got big fingers.
Those chubby thumbs going, Gary.
He's got those
sausage
Irish
fingers.
Those Irish. Oh, there you go. Merch Crick.
Great.
All right.
Now I know how you feel, Bubba, when everybody goes against you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
you know
finally.
what? Hey, look at me. Thank you.
Yeah, I do. I know how it feels.
You know when you just like
yeah, there was just a bit. It was like, oh, how about Seth? That's like, no, let's just shove it up his ass by telling him how much people didn't pop for him.
Seth, I mean, come on.
You know it's fine.
Seth.
It's fine.
Second place is
and
the
by
first
the way,
loser.
I voted for you.
Thank you. No, I know.
I just want to let you know that. But now, how you feel when it gets just crammed?
Let's shut the indie show for down on YouTube.
Just a straight cramming.
Screw that guy.
When you know you're on the right side of it, and
you're on the right side of history, and then I understand.
Then you just get a cram.
Seth's actually considering a breast job so that he can get a bigger pop.
Just let me know where I
year.
can pick up my consolation prize.
Yeah,
I'll take it into cash
I'll get your pair of Diacos, buddy.
Keep going on. We've got to close this
Iggy
segment out.
McGillicuddy Award for the most uptight at the party.
I'd say probably Iggy McGillicuddy. Iggy looked like he was just ready to pounce at any moment. Did he not?
Last year's winner was Adam.
Oh, yeah, Adam from Fenderworks. Yeah. But Adam from Fenderworks was chill dog this year.
Yeah, he was good.
He had his wife kind of handle him a little bit, and, He was cool. I had no problems with Adam. I was like, Adam.
So we got to vote for Iggy. Tuttle, what say you?
Oh,
I got Iggy.
Yeah, Iggy. I mean, not saying he was having a bad time. He just was all business.
All right, 2 Iggies. Seth?
Oh, man. It's just tough, man. I mean, it's tough to say everybody's having a great time. You know, Iggy's Iggy.
So that's it. Iggy's Iggy.
Iggy. How many more do we got to go?
We got the Kelly and Brandy Award.
Yeah, but they
the
weren't.
Dark Match Steve Award.
All right. So Kelly and
the
Brandy.
Jimmy Clevis Award.
All right. So Kelly and Brandy Award are what?
Kelly and Brandy Award is the most drunk and most fun.
Most drunk, most fun.
This one, we will have a new winner this year because Anna won last year.
Okay, most drunk, most fun, Lummy. I nominate John Costica.
Yes.
Because he was tuned up and having just one hell of a time. He was like the ambassador. I nominate John Costica. Open mics for everybody. We're trying to go quickly.
Wolfie.
Wolfie for you, Lummy.
I'm going to go John Costica.
Seth.
I'll say Rio.
Rio. Rhett and Macho.
Rio.
John Costica.
So John Costica with a narrow win.
John Costica. Next award.
The next award is the Dark Match Steve Award. The person who doesn't look like you think they would.
Ooh.
I would say
Sarah.
Yeah. Sarah Lasker. Because you wouldn't think
so
you wouldn't think that Gene Lasker's wife's like a straight 10, like getting off the chopper, brown hair, flowing, hot as hell, nice ass, good attitude.
Take it easy there, buddy.
Let me tell you something.
Let me tell you, that's my woman. That's my old lady you're talking about there.
In order to say nice ass means you had to look at it. That's gonna get you stuck.
I'll get you some sulfuric acid right in the face there, buddy.
Sarah Lasker once, twice. I need another one.
Yeah, I'll go Sarah.
No, that's not enough yet. There's still 3 more votes. Okay, there. Now it's official.
All right, and finally, the last award.
The Jimmy Clevis Award for the hottest man at the party.
Oh,
that goes between Jimmy. Hold on, between Jimmy Clevis and Wolf Fencing.
That's who it was last year too.
I vote for Seth. I think Seth should win it.
Okay.
I'd like to vote for myself too.
I see.
So we got 2 votes for Seth.
You know what? Because he got it really, really shoved on the last deal, I'm gonna give it for Seth too.
This is feels like when they bring those kids to the
matter
field.
How it feels.
What are you gonna say when they bring the special needs water boy out to play?
He's even trying to screw up your award.
Yeah, I know. Jeez,
I mean,
Brian.
goddamn, we're trying to give Seth a nice award, and on the way out, and you have to schmarmy it up like a dick.
Brian be the
You
guy
shovel
tackling
face
the
son
kid.
of a bitch. I'm overruling it. Seth Kushner, best looking man at the goddamn party.
Yeah.
You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
If you want 24/7 on-demand Bubba and the crew, go to BubbaArmyHQ.com. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be back after this.
The best of the Bubba the Love Sponge Show. Feel free to call and complain, you counter-programmer. 813-90-BUBBA. Someone will be right with you.
Broadcasting live from the Aquabito Studios. Aquabito.com/Bubba. It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Are we back?
Yes.
Hello?
Hello.
What up, Sponjo?
Hey, I didn't hear the music, the position. All I heard was live from the Aqua Beta Studios, but there was no music behind it.
We're gonna work on that for tomorrow.
Do we not have that going back down the board?
I don't know. I didn't hear any.
You had no
sound
snare
effects
in your
or-
headphones?
No, I didn't have any music. It was like live. I just heard the dry AI voice say.
It's probably a level issue. I'll work on it.
Oh, okay.
It's probably overdriving a little bit.
Well, if I know that if I don't hear music and I just hear live from Acabeta Studios, then I know we're live, and I need to. But I always kind of like a little bit of music going, and then I fade it down. Gives me more like coming in dry. Coming in dry never works. That always sucks.
Yeah, hot too on
You
that.
always want a little. You want a little spit or something.
Yeah, we got music now, but Macho said he's going to work on it.
It's not being piped. The music's not being piped through my headphones. So, anyway, do I look okay? By the way, I'm in the gym right now, just literally feet away from the studio. But this is a practice for what will be my RV tomorrow morning at 6:00.
You look great and you sound super smooth.
Now, are you on your hotspot right now?
Yeah, I think I am on my hotspot. And to show you that I can like fire stories. So I'd be like, hey, Donald Trump's was his grandchild,
his granddaughter, yeah.
And she, by the way, we can fret over her because she is over 18.
Yes.
Woohoo! It's legal to fret.
She goes to Miami, I believe.
Yeah, and I think
University of
is she a golfer for the University of Miami?
Yes.
Is she on the girls'
I believe
golf team?
so. Yes, I believe so.
Right. And I know that she goes out and plays, she goes out and plays Mar-a-Lago and things like that. And I've seen various excerpts of how good a golfer she is. She yesterday did, after her granddaddy is now the official 47th president of the United States, did a little YouTube. Oh, that's good.
Oh, wait, hold on. No, man. She's not 18 yet.
Mach is with me right now.
Slow down, Bubba. She's not 18 yet.
She's not 18 yet.
You can't.
She's not 18.
You can't fret over her.
Okay, let's say no
legally.
fretting. Let's say no fretting.
No.
Let's say no fretting. And let's just say that she's an attractive 17-year-old girl.
Let's not even say that. Let's just say
she's
here's
cute.
Trump's granddaughter.
Oh, that.
She's cute. She's cute. Cute is what you say to, people underage. Cute. Not saying anything else. She's cute. When she's an adult, she'll be cuter. That being said, she did a behind the scenes White House YouTube gimmick yesterday, and I'm going to play it.
Let's go.
See, I just fired that. Did it fire for you guys?
Perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
No delay.
How many hours did you sleep last night?
4 hours. I'm cooked. Kai's cooked.
Yeah, I like your hair straight like that. It looks really nice. I think so.
Now, do you think she's got a hand? Do you think she's got a handler?
They're rich, of course. They've got people and assistants all around them. They were raised by nannies.
And if when she's 18, if you're the dude that gets to go out with that.
I mean,
right?
geez, it's not. I mean, it's not. She's not Khaleesi. They're not giving her away at 18. To,
Yeah,
violate her.
I know. I'm just saying, but eventually she's going to start dating, right?
I'm the
Who
king,
wouldn't want to date
I'm the
her?
king, and I call prima nocte on that. And if I was Trump, I'd call prima nocte.
I don't like the way I don't even think I put a brush through it. By the way, your hair looks amazing.
Who's this chick? Was this her friend?
Is she 18?
Yeah, it's her friend. She might be 18.
First, we went to St. John's. Nice stuff. Nice outfit.
We just
say.
finished the church ceremony, and now we're heading to the Capitol for him to get sworn in. We're running a little behind time, but that's okay.
And I bet you she's got full. I mean, Brian, you would know, but she's probably got full blown Secret Service, right?
Of course.
Brian,
You excited?
Bro, I mean, yeah. Now that like after like being in the church, like it made it more like real, Like I don't think I've processed it, and now I'm like starting to like process it. So
I can't stand
it's
the
a lot at
light
once,
thing.
but
My
very
nieces
excited
do
for
it
the
too.
family. So.
what? Like
the
flipping of the hair?
like.
You mean like the vocal fry?
Vocal fry
The vocal
with
fry?
the like. Go back, run that back
How many
to
times she
15
says
seconds and count how many times she says like in 2 sentences. It's absurd.
I don't know if I have the capabilities of.
It's like, I'm remote, Brian.
Brian, I'm up in Ocala. Okay, in between 2 storage containers with a hi-fi Willie. Let's just be lucky I can play it.
I mean,
and
we're
even
doing this
speak-
though. We're doing this though,
Oh, bro,
Bubba.
you're still eating popcorn.
Good.
Like last night you were eating popcorn in the video, then in the morning you're eating popcorn.
Yeah, eating popcorn. All right, so that I guess it's only 2:20. I only got another.
What did you think there was going to be nudity or something?
No, but
Well,
I mean,
maybe
we
she got a little bit
only got
freaky.
another minute to sit. I mean, it's not like a 5-minute video. It's
test
another
clip.
minute 10. So we might as well ride it out.
If
and see
you do
there's
want
a
to
payout.
fast forward a little bit more, you can. Right by the volume button, there's a little fast forward, like 10 seconds.
Yeah, I'm not going to attempt to do that. Let me. This
Alright,
is the
guys, we're at
first
the
try,
Capitol
Willie.
right now.
Gotcha.
Let's do
Sorry.
this.
I mean, very eloquently dressed.
Sure, she's real
you know,
down to earth.
Yeah, she's a
little ankle bracelet.
Whoa!
Oh, look at this. Yeah.
Stealing snacks.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's Seth Kushner right there. Kushner have his duffel bag out.
Do you have to pay?
That's Colton.
Just shoveling it in like he's at Joe Burrow's house.
Oh, you got a cookie?
I was gonna text you to bring me a chocolate chip.
That doesn't even hurt.
Alan, please bring me a cookie.
For 2 hours.
Bitch,
till you
get it
sworn in.
yourself.
We're going live. Dad, you want to say something to the vlog?
Yes, I want to say something. I love this little Smurf so much, and I'm so proud of her. I jumped.
Now is that Junior?
Yeah.
Hasn't taken his stimulant yet for the day.
Yeah, he's so
Now,
straight.
How Who's his mom? Was that Christine Guilfoyle?
No.
Who's this woman's mother?
Maid. I think it's Maida something. It's his first
Are they
wife.
still together? Are they still
No.
together?
No, they're not.
No. Okay, good.
Made a baby. That's what she
Asked if
did.
she wanted to
That's what he
speak in
did.
front of like 25.
Boy, that poor woman gets screwed. I mean, not figuratively, but I'm just saying, like, yeah, figuratively. Like, she doesn't get any of the Trump rub. She's baby mama.
That's right.
Probably hated. You know what I'm saying?
5,000 people randomly live, and she absolutely crushed it like she always does. So I'm very proud of her. And even if at her age, dads are not cool, I don't care. I love her so much. Oh, you're the best, little smoke.
Love you too.
All right, enough of all that. Let me see. So I can go. I can actually get rid of that story.
Yep.
And this story right here. Did you guys see this? Where I think this guy is. What is he? Is he a U.S. Republican congressman? Is that what he is?
Yeah, I believe so.
And the CNN guy is trying to grease him, and he tells him that the CNN network is, might as well have SpongeBob SquarePants on it. Did you see that?
Yeah, he had it locked and loaded.
CNN, what you're saying, this is not Fox, Congressman. You can't just spin a tail and pull the wool over people's eyes. Yeah. This is CNN. This is the news. We're asking you to come on and tell the truth.
And that's why more people are watching the Cartoon Network SpongeBob reruns right now, Jim.
Is covered on CNN.
Burn.
We got Squidward over there.
And then this lady here, my last one before we go to break. Are we at break 6? We need to still burn 7?
Yes.
And I'll close the show. I mean, we know that this works. We're completely on our Wi-Fi.
Dude, you're doing amazing.
I got my YouTube phone. I got YouTube on my phone. I got my camera over here, which I might change at the RV rig. I'm able to fire my stories. This could be cool. This
You might
could
be able
really,
to spend
really
the
good.
whole summer in Indiana and do the show. Think about that, Bubba.
God, I'd love that.
Oh, my goodness. You could work in the parks department part-time and do the show in the morning?
I'm in between mowing Kelly Park right now, but I'll do a quick little half-hour gimmick here. Larry's got me on the mowing crew.
I'm just saying,
And,
he could probably get you an 11 to 5 gig. I
don't want to work. I mean, I would only work for the Warsaw Park Department if I didn't have any other, alternatives.
It's the Warsaw Park Department. How much work do you think you're actually doing?
A lot.
Checking garbage cans, getting loiterers out of the tunnels and the slides.
One of the nicest park systems in all of Indiana. Larry Plummer runs.
Right. Thanks, Larry Plummer.
2 major lakes, all kinds of beaches, Central Park, Kelly Park, Bixler Park. All the parks you got to take and clean the bathrooms and mow the lawns and pick up the trash.
You could get your job as a
and do all
lifeguard
that.
at the lake.
How many employees does he have working under him?
I think he's got like 20 full time, and then during the summer it gets up to like 45 or 50 because they need, because the grass and stuff like that.
That's you, buddy. Look, this is a match made in heaven.
I've been there, done it. I worked there for when I was 12 to 17. I worked there every summer of my life.
Nothing has
I would
changed.
only work there as an adult as if I lost it all and I had to go back to Warsaw, Indiana, and live with Larry. And then Larry said he'd give me a job. But that ship was 2017, 2018. That ship has sailed. I'm back on top, bitch. as I'll be sitting in an RV from a racetrack doing my show tomorrow. I mean, only guys on top can do that. Let's be honest.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Please. So anyway, did you guys see this where Grandma says, MAGA Grandma, who spent time in prison for her role on J6,
You want to
says
talk
that
to Dark
she's
Knight Steve? He's online too.
Well, you know what, Lummy? I don't think I have the capabilities of talking to people.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, you can put him on.
All right, so let's
But also,
practice.
I didn't know if you wanted to come in. But
Well,
yeah,
what time is it? It's 48.
Yeah, I know. That's why I wasn't.
We got to
sure.
burn off. We got to burn off 7.
Do you want to come back with him?
Well, I could,
With
but
you
I
in the
also want to.
studio?
I also want to take a phone call this way so I see what it sounds like.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to take his call now. Maybe I can put him on hold, and then we can run him through the last break. So let's start the dark match Steve process now. By the way, here's MAGA Grandma that says, I broke the law. I'm not a victim. If I took a pardon, that would be saying that what I did was okay and what I did was wrong that day. So I'm not accepting. That's a real woman right there.
Well,
That's
it's
a
not like
real
she's
woman
in,
right
it's
there.
not like she's in prison and she's rejecting, to get out.
Yeah.
It's just, a
Still, though,
technicality.
she's
already
getting
done her-
a
she's already done her
felony
time.
potentially taken off your record.
What's
Yeah, but here's
what's
the deal,
Granny
Brian.
doing?
But hold on. She's probably looking for a book deal,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
You don't get a book deal when you get pardoned. You get a book deal when MAGA grandma says, "No, thank you for the pardon. I did my 6 months hard time. Now let me write a book about it." That's what I'm thinking.
I
All right,
guess.
give me dark match, Steve.
What line?
I'll put
He's
him
number
on. I'll put him on hold, and then we'll finish the dark match, Steve, when we say goodbye. But this is awesome because now I can get right in my car with the merch crick and leave after they load all this up because I've tested it live on air. Like we know it will work. This is kind of cool. And does it seem pretty cool to y'all?
Yeah.
It's
super
no
cool.
different
It's very
than you
fluent.
being in the studio. Zero difference.
There's no lag at all.
There's just less
Perfect.
tapping.
Shovel face prick. Anyway, put dark match on.
He's on.
Yes, dark match.
Hello, testing.
Yes, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear
hey,
you.
What's up? Good morning. I heard I hate black kids or something. I don't know. This is new to me.
No, it's not. We never said that. You reading chat again?
okay.
You reading chat, trying to put words in our mouth? We didn't say that.
I listened to the segment yesterday, and I don't know who's giving you intel saying that, like, I said black kids shouldn't have a show. I didn't even know anything about that conspiracy.
No, you
show,
said
so that's, like,
you
completely
said
false.
two black kids get a podcast before I do, and I should have been offered Mike 4. You did say that.
No. Okay. Well, if someone could tell me, because I went through my own.
It doesn't
show
really
to try to
matter
look
whether
for where
you.
that
It
was.
doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter what you said about the two black kids. That doesn't matter. But they could be green kids. They could be purple kids. They could be white kids. You did say two kids get a show about stupid conspiracy before I do. What thinks that you're that entitled, Dark Match Steve? Because I gave you an opportunity to be on the roast. I guess you've gone on to do your own show now on Twitch, which is great, and I'm happy for you. But you've also said and made it very known that you thought that you deserved the Mike 4 position. Why do you say that?
Well, Bubba, every time that I've talked about this, it's someone else asking me, including at Barb. People are making it sound like I'm going around and complaining. People ask me, "Why are you not in chat?" And I'm just like, whatever. I'm kind of doing.
No, hold
my
on.
own
Why
thing.
why are you not? Why are you not in chat? Because you're throwing a fit about not being offered Mike 4. Otherwise, you would be participating in chat. People that aren't mad at the
that's not
show,
all it is,
people that okay, it's not all it is. Then it's some of it. What's the rest of it?
Bubba, you have to remember, Brian is the one that mentioned me being on Mike 4. And then also, all yesterday, you guys were acting like I'm crazy to think I could be in the studio. But I not posted, on my stream last night, I showed a screenshot from Twitter. We all boarded the Screenshot Express together and looked at a tweet where Lummy said I had a chance of being in the studio on the show.
Lummy doesn't make the decisions around here.
I love
I do.
piling on Lummy.
Great.
I
Lummy
said that.
also
All right,
made a mistake
that's
today.
fine.
Lummy also made a huge mistake. Lummy sometimes is not of sound
Hold
mind.
on,
He's had a
hold
little too
on,
much
hold
Gatorade.
Why is he getting dragged
I'm
into
getting dragged
this?
in. You know why I said that, Bubba? Because
buddy?
all I said about being in the studio was when it was brought up and you said, you know what, maybe he can. You didn't say no, and all I said was, and I gave him Dark Match Steve's answer, which is what you said. Yeah, I'll think about it. Is exactly what you said.
you did
I'll
say
think about it.
All right, I'm still
so
thinking
I
about it.
answered it. So it's like,
Yeah.
why am I being attacked because I just said, hey, Dark Match Steve, Bubba said he'll think about it, so you got a chance.
Yeah, there you go.
I didn't say, hey, he's
And
going
I
to be in
thought
the
about it.
studio.
And you've been a dick, and you haven't been in chat, and you haven't been participating, and you've removed yourself, and you've let it be known. And as I continue to think about it, that is a determining factor that pisses me off. You're very talented. But I don't have a history of putting listeners on microphone positions. You know what, Dark Match Steve? Maybe I will someday. Maybe I suggested that you submit a podcast to Seth all packaged up, ready to go. And maybe we start you out that way. And if Seth thinks that it does numbers or it's pretty good, he'll report back to me and say, Sponjo, Dark Match Steve doesn't suck as bad as we thought it was. It's pretty good. Or, Sponjo, it sucks. We're not going to play it anymore. Okay, why don't we start out that way instead of just throwing you on mic 4? And you start participating in chat and start promoting the show and stop being a hater. I got enough of those.
Bubba, I'm not being a hater, and I have never done anything intentionally to try to piss you off saying anything anywhere. It's always been someone else that brings it up to me, and I'm just honest. There's sometimes there's
okay, great. Somebody's brought up that you should be on mic 4. I have taken a note of that. Now, get back to your liking the show and participating via chat and not bitching. And, let's start out with a podcast. I'm offering you that. Would you like that?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So
and I appreciate that a lot.
In doing so, Seth and I have already talked about this. I'm not mandating anything for Seth. You need to create a podcast that's between 35, 45 minutes long, and you need to gift wrap it so it's completely ready to go. Seth doesn't have to produce it or do anything. You just send it to Seth. He can post it, put our advertising place markets in there, and boom, we're ready to go. It'll be called The Dark Match Steve Show. And based on how Seth attributes how well it does, numbers don't lie, he will get with me and tell us whether we should continue it up. Now, Dark Match Steve, if I was you, I would promote the hell out of the fact that you now have a podcast, a trial podcast on our podcasting network.
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
I will.
Fantastic.
Bubba,
Good talking.
I never stopped liking the show. And I've said this every time I've ever made any kind of critique or complained about anything. I've never stopped liking the show. I just
you've taken a timeout. You've taken a timeout. You've let it be known that you're upset. We look like we may potentially have remedied that. You have one shot. Make it count. Make
DMS,
it good.
Do a good parody on it.
Do a good, and more importantly, use all of your avenues to promote it with a link and the whole 9 yards, and make sure it's gift wrapped so Seth doesn't have to do anything other than post it. We're giving you one shot. I hope to God you promote the hell out of it. I hope it gets 5,000 downloads. I hope it does so well, because then there won't be a question about the second one and the third one and the fourth one. And then eventually that could potentially build to something.
He's gone, Bubba.
Perfect. Let's go to words. I'll be back in the studio.
If you love that segment, then check out BubbaArmyHQ.com and do a deep dive on past shows. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be right back.
Hey, what's going on? It is Seth, and we are definitely having fun or sleeping, so enjoy the best of Bubba.
Broadcasting live from the Aquabedo Studios.
Aquabedo.com/Bubba.
It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
The Bubba Love Sponge Show. After today's show, be looking for the Blizzard podcast starring the Babyface and, of course, Seth Kushner, engineered by and produced by Seth Kushner. And I just want everybody to, I just want to go on record by saying that, I apologize if me asking to stay away from a certain topic feels as if I'm trying to censor people, because I'm not. Let's jump in and close this beast of a story out.
Yeah.
KCRA. This is female teacher. So I usually find female teachers that sleeps with the captain of the football team pretty hot, but the teacher's got to be hot, not a hog.
Nice piercing.
One high school English teacher is accused of having a sexual relationship with a student in Monterey County.
Anytime there's a case that involves a juvenile.
Okay.
Here we go. All right.
This goes to the top of our list.
Monterey County Sheriff Tina Nieto says her office recently learned of the sexual misconduct between the 25-year-old teacher and a male student. That conduct, Nieto says, occurred while Mika Yoneda worked as a teacher at North Monterey County High School.
This is something we don't tolerate in Monterey
Man, I just can't take her serious as being the sheriff.
No.
Right?
Not at all.
County.
And what kind of community? Well, okay.
Look at her. She's Grady Jugs over there.
She is Grady Jugs. Ah! She does Grady Jugs. That's great.
And so my detective.
If I was giving out the belt, Lummy, I'd give it to. If I knew Brian wanted the belt, if that came from Dan Diaco, he'd get the belt right now. But Brian doesn't want the belt.
No, you can give it to Dan.
I'm not giving it to Dan by proxy from your funniness. Okay,
All right.
I'm sorry.
Their
You got to earn it.
initial investigation, they discovered, they believe that this did occur. We had enough probable cause to go out and we arrested Mika, and she's being held on a $1.5 million bail.
Wow. Woo. Brian, is that a big bail? 1.5 million?
For a school teacher? That is massive.
That
for,
is
for
just a blasting?
For a blasting. Yeah, that's pretty big.
Wow. I mean, you got to come up with
She
a
may
buck
have
50?
She may have a prior, which I don't know how she's teaching. That's a big number.
1.5 million? That's what they put on murderers.
Following the
Grady Jugs
arrest, the North Monterey County Unified School District shared a statement with district families, reading in part, "The reported incidents, which occurred during the 2022-23 school year and on campus, represent a serious breach of trust and are in no way reflective of the values or standards we uphold as a district." In Yolo County, a spokesperson for the Woodland Joint Unified School District says Yoneda is on administrative leave. And while they don't believe any Woodland students are connected to the investigation, the district is working with the sheriff's.
So they're saying that maybe the kid graduated?
This happened
2 years ago.
almost 3 years ago. Yeah.
Two or three academic years ago.
Yeah.
So they're saying that the student in question isn't there now.
Office in Monterey.
So that means that she was, the student was at least probably 16, 17.
Yeah.
As they continue to investigate.
Right now in the
But she is a beast.
investigation, this is the only
Here's Grady Jugs.
victim that we're aware of. But if anybody has any additional information,
We'd love to pile it on so we can give her a $5 million bond.
Because we're going to continuously work on this case, please step forward. We need to find out if there are more victims out there.
In Woodland, Leanne Denier, KCRA 3 News.
The sheriff's office says Oneda
What's up, Shorty?
also worked as a private tutor while teaching at North Monterey County
I
High
bet you
School.
she
Anyone
did.
with information is asked to contact the Monterey County Sheriff's Office.
If I had messed around with that beast, Lummy, I wouldn't be calling and saying that I did. I just because of the just because of the beastness.
Yeah.
You're not admitting to that.
No, we've all been with beasts. We all have. We've all been with girls that we probably wouldn't want our boys to see us with. Everybody
I've got two that I'm like about, but they weren't tragic.
Mine were never tragic. I had a couple tragic ones in my career. Oh, let me. This is St. Louis. By the way, the guy that used to be the head coach at Indiana State.
He's at St. Louis.
He's with St. Louis, and I think this happened at a St. Louis basketball game.
Yeah.
And he's got them 12-8. What's Indiana State? You said like 9-14.
Yeah, 9-12, 9-13.
Now is this?
This is in the stands.
You don't
this
often
is some
see
fans
this in
going
college
at
basketball,
it.
but there is a heck of a brawl going on in the
What, Lum?
He's choking the old man.
stands. Oh, wow. And the police officers and the security have come over and tried to help out almost immediately to slow it all down.
Just an ugly ending to a really good game.
Yeah, it's terrible.
What's this shot? There we go.
Yeah, all the players are looking up. The coaches are looking up. People have their.
I mean, who's VCU?
Virginia Commonwealth University.
Oh, okay.
They're the Rams.
By the way, they're 16-4.
Shaka Smart still there?
They're 16-4.
Which in this day and age is not a shock.
By the VCU bench.
Oh, they're really having a tough time. They really are having a tough time of making sure that this is stopped. Once it started piling on the stairwell, it was hard to peel it back.
My goodness. We got to get that under control.
Now Another fight that broke out from the original fight.
They're like wildfires, Bubba.
In college basketball.
The wind's blowing right. You can get some embers to spark up. Another deal.
On any sports venue, for that matter.
At all.
And a good showing by St. Louis. Want to make sure we end this with class.
Yeah, it's never really that important to have this happen at any kind of a game.
No question.
We don't know what was said, what started it.
Again, St. Louis is winning the basketball game, and
that guy looks upset.
Well, if you go back a little bit, the first initial guy, if you go back just a little bit
from here,
yeah, right. Keep going back. See that guy toward the bottom. If you can look at that play now. And then pause it in a second.
What started
it?
They
show the guy's neck right there. See that guy's neck? That was the guy. He was bleeding all up and down his neck.
This guy
I
right
see.
here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this guy was bleeding.
That was the one in the beginning when you saw the guy getting choked out.
Now, he looks like he's pretty cool. He's like, hey buddy.
Again, St. Louis is winning the basketball game, and
that looks like Pantera.
I was gonna say, I knew it looked like one of your guys.
The right way.
How can you get that excited over a Virginia Commonwealth versus St. Louis basketball
Have you seen A-10 basketball lately, Bubba?
No.
It's off the chain.
Yeah, you can tell.
I bet that guy thinks he's an alpha.
He does.
I bet you he needs to buy some alpha when it's available.
Oh, is it coming?
It's coming soon.
Coming soon?
I didn't get a chance to even get into this. Our local congressional representative, what's her name? Ana Luna Polina, is proposing a bill to put Donald Trump on Mount Rushmore.
These people are insane.
You are insane.
These people are absolutely nuts.
Idiot. That should get her thrown out of office immediately.
Her and Nancy Pelosi.
Like the guy, too, that tried to get rid of term limits for presidents.
I think
so that Trump can run again.
I think all four heads should be Trump.
I've got to poop so bad. I got to go. Blizzard's going to be recorded next. We'll see you tomorrow. It'll be Friday. Woo! Thank you, babyface.
Thank you, Bubba. Love you.
Thanks for letting me finish. You've been listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show, starring
me, Bubba the Love Sponge,
co-host and show historian Lummit.
It's Seth, co-host and president of podcasting.
It's Brian Matroni, king of counter programming.
Rhett, the filthy ginger video editor.
Yeah, back here wiring up. It's Mini Macho.
The BRN agent, Thomas Buttoned Up B.
Co-host Dr. Dan Diaco, Esquire of Council. Co-host J. Diaco, Esquire, the Spitting Cobra of Council.
Now, time for the legal disclaimer.
Exactly.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show is intended solely for the enjoyment of our listening audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this show without express written consent of the Bubba Radio Network is prohibited.
We must dissuade him of this delusion.
Until next time, always remember.
I'll repeat hello.